But happy Christmas, DPs. So chat, it's time for you guys to say hi, YouTube, because you're on TV. All right, so we're gonna dive into the game now. Once I find the right save. There it is, DeepOrb. So what we're doing with the text on screen is I'm giving you guys a week to be on your best behavior. And then we're going to run another poll on the YouTube channel, see if we should keep you guys here. So consider this like an audition to be on TV. My rooms for nobility is below what is needed. For example, the Mary icons are yellow and they all requirements are met for the room. How can I solve that? So it doesn't actually matter if it's yellow. Basically, like, how happy do you want them to be? If it's red and they don't even have the room, they will just be pissed. And they will get mad, they won't do their jobs properly, and they'll start toppling the fort from the top down. If you give them the yellow stuff, they'll be generally kind of happy, but they won't be ecstatic with it. So yellow is fine. Like, their needs are met. You want them to have green so they're just really happy with it. And the way you can improve it is by increasing the value in any way you can increase the value. Throw more statues into the room. Put more engravings in the room. Put more expensive statues in the room. Make statues out of more expensive materials and put those in the room. Engrave all the walls. Make the room a bit bigger. All that kind of stuff. Looked like a war zone in a bad freezing rain incident 2 years ago. Nearly every tree, every few limbs, or yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I saw 2 car accidents in 10 minutes when I was walking down to the pharmacy, so it's I don't know. I don't understand why people are just like, yeah, I have to go outside, even though there's freezing rain. Oh no, this idiot's so unprepared. It's like, maybe just like, there's freezing rain. Cancel your plans. Don't go to work. Stay home. But it never lasts that long here anyway. Or cheese the room with put a trap with, yeah, also that you could put a weapon trap with like a bunch of silver weapons. Or steel weapons. Absolutely. Yeah, dwarves are, I say yes, absolutely, which is true. Absolutely, they get happier if they have nicer stuff. Except for dwarves that do not care about any flashy accoutrements, which is sometimes a, like, subtext thing that you'll see. I've got a lot of hungry dwarves running around. I'm not entirely sure as to why that is. That's why. Oh, it's because you're smelting galena ore. Right. So I had this big old stockpile, and I think it emptied out. Largely it has, yeah. So they keep pathing upstairs to go get other stuff. Which weapon material is good? It depends on what weapon you're making. If you're making warhammers or maces, you want heavy weapons. If you're making sharp weapons, you want sharp materials. So quickly, we're going to read through the dwarves who are named in the fortress. We have Andin, we have Andor the Insane, Bastet, Cold-Blooded Fectel 1, I'm Caffey, we have Igor Dambra, we have Last Gunslinger, we have Lefty Venetian, we have, or Lofty rather, we have Lord Castilian, we have Nosti, we have Papin's Bit, we have Pessimism, we have Rex, we have Victory and Solace, we have Wicta, we have Yogurt from Mars. Redeem Dwarf Online, yeah, because I haven't clicked the button yet. But anyway. Where did that? There it is. Now it ain't. Dang, that was fast. You guys always impress me. Someone's just like sitting there clicking it. Alien Slayer, what kind of dwarf do you want? How did you die? If I recall correctly, we got sieged, and you didn't make it. Did you get gifted a sub? Possibly. Highly likely. Man, I got some pissed off recruits that are all going off to raise things. So we've started attacking stuff. We've started invading the enemy. And we're doing our damnedest to keep invading the enemy. The mayor. Okay, I was going to say, I don't know if the mayor's taken, but it turns out the mayor isn't taken. Although... question is... There's the mayor. I'm actually wondering, did I remove you from the military? Dadok. Oh, neat. I never saw this little icon before where they leave. Because I know that he was in a military squad, but I can't remember if I re-added him or not. Yeah, no, obviously he's still in it. Okay, which squad is he in? Because I need to remove him. Because currently he is in the military. And they won't be able to leave. If this dude is stuck here. And the mayor keeps on ending up being somebody who's in the military because the military train all of those skills. Was in the last one? There it is. Yeah, you're right. Remove assignment. There you go. So no longer in the military. Alien Slayer 50.
Woo!
Definitively not hobo. No, couldn't be him. Just purchased music creators. Spectacular holiday special for $25.
I hope you enjoy that humble thingy, whatever that was. Thanks, hobo. So, Alien Slayer 50. You're wearing a copper helm and some other various military stuffsies. He forms only fleeting and rare emotional bonds with others. Sounds like a politician. And he's confident under pressure, and he has little interest in joking around. He occasionally overindulges, and he has a greedy streak. He tends to he tends to share his own experiences and thoughts with others, and he tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects. He's going to go pick up equipment, looks like. He personally finds the acquisition of power abhorrent and would have all masters toppled, says the mayor, and dreams of creating a great work of art. It's like the person in charge of the country that's like, I'll dissolve the monarchy and lower taxes and like make everybody happier. And then they're actually just like pocketing all the money and running out the window. Anyway, he likes petrified wood and steel barrels and bracelets and a giant gray parrots for their intelligence. And the words of the fragrance of reasoning and the sight of the quintessence of bewilderment. When possible, prefers to consume sailfin molly and tuber beer. And he hates large rodents. Roaches, not rodents. Let's find out about some other things. You're a former member of the Doctrine of Aquamarines, and you are a current member of the Craftsdwarfs Guild, the Gloved Guild. And you are a member of the Humble Tombs, a former militia dwarf of the Humble Tombs, and a former militia dwarf of the Humble Tombs, as well as, you know, the mayor of the Humble Tombs. Good day, Dimitrodons. And also, have you not looked at Dwarf Fortress in like 5 years? What has changed? Jeez. In what, 5 years? Well, I mean, this version's out, which has a lot of major changes. That would have been a much easier question for you to ask me a month and a half ago. Because, like, guilds are new. All the thefts and the justice system is new. Or functional now. Jeez. Yeah, no, that would have been a much easier question for you to ask. Because now I'm trying to, like, think, it's like, all right. So I've played, like, 200 hours of this version of the game. What changed between this and that? A lot of things. Yeah, a lot of stuff has changed. We've had a whole round of like meme-tastic bugs that have since been patched out too. Yeah, really, like it's been a busy year for Dwarf Fort. Is maybe an easy way to put it. Sorry for being 2 months late with the queue. It's just been like, I've spent the last month basically like explaining this version of the game to people who've never really played or heard of the game before. So now it's like I'm trying to rewind my knowledge base back 2 years. Yeah, I think oh, right. So it basically, adventure mode got completely revamped and then removed from the game. That's something big that happened. So like adventure mode isn't in this version at all. Like version 5 of the game doesn't have adventure mode in it at all. I don't know if they're planning to. There is a mod that adds that though, Haraka Junko. But I don't know. I find this current version to be kind of fine. I never would go back in them. Also, in the older game, people need to remember that after 6 months in game, it would erase your combat reports anyway, so there was no long-term reports in the game originally. Yay, commercials. Yay. What's up, Quap Mob? How's things? Waiting for the ads to end. Which is why I'm just building bedrooms. Quap! Someone likes Quap. You love the idea of adventure mode, but never liked actually playing it. Yeah, I mean, adventure mode got improved heavily in the last pre-Steam major update. You need. I think I just need to remove this dwarf from hauling bodies. I think we're just gonna give you orderlies, metalworking, engravers, stone cutting, planters, and mining maybe. Trying to like see if I can improve a couple of these really pissy dwarves. Tormented by the dead. Do I have ghosts? Apparently I do. Dumont. Hold on, have I made a slab for you? Yes, I do. That placed. Can you improve them with an atom smasher? Ah, that's lazy. I like to do my best. And if I can't, then so be it. But Eon is a good friend? Ah, yes. Eon is a good person to spot at conventions because of how tall he is. It's like, it's very easy to spot Eon in a crowd because it's just look around until you see somebody who's taller than everybody else in the crowd. It's like, Eon! I can't play adventure mode because it doesn't help you develop your real-world skills. Wait, you only play games that you can develop your real-world skills that you can talk about in job interviews and LinkedIn, etc. So manager and tykes... I can't tell if that is a really long stretch of sarcasm or if you're being actually genuine with that. Because it could be either, and I have no idea. Tell me the things of your world. I haven't learned too many in-depth things about my world so far. Aside from that, we are on layer -111 because the chat told me that digging too deep was dangerous. So I was like, all right, we'll dig too deep. How does that go in your interviews? Yeah, that's kind of another thing that I was thinking. It's like, I mean, like, I would argue by this logic that adventure mode teaches you lots of real world skills. Like, how to tell jokes and accuse people of being were creatures. I think that's a very important real world skill. You might disagree, but yeah. So I forgot to set this thing up, but this arrived. But it's got like these two little strings to attach it to things. How to throw a lion to kill a lion by throwing a lion. Yes. So it's got like these two little strings things that come out of the side of it that I need to... Also came with this, which kind of fits over my headphones. This looks extraordinary. But yeah, so I have this, which I need to just fully set up, but it arrived yesterday. So sorry to the Amazon guy that had to deliver this yesterday. I'll work that into the stream somehow over the next week. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Zara Nicholas, hello! Thank you for the 5-pack. Was that just because you saw a beard and you're like, oh my god, beard! But thanks for the 5-pack of subs. As well as Prismatic Flux with the 15 months! Why are the alerts playing again? The animation's not supposed to... I give up. Anyway. Thank you much. Yeah, at least the sounds aren't playing. Yeah. Although there is part of me that kind of misses the sound. So the main thing that we are working on right now is ammunition. Also, apparently I need to make a tomb for my, or a dining room, rather, for my Captain of the Guard. And my mayor demands barrels. We'll just do 3. It's plenty. So we will make barrels.
Crimbo Blind, can you remind me, and chat, how you clean your keyboard?
I take all of the keys off, and I put it in the dishwasher. And then I run the dishwasher. And then I take it out of the dishwasher, and I leave it upside down in the sink for a day. And then I put the keys back on. I've had this same keyboard for, like, almost 8 or 9 years. This is truth. All right, so. I need lots of unrotten fermentable plants. The elves have just arrived to trade, so we should sell them something. How does it not melt? You turn off high temp? But it has a disconnectable cable, right? It's actually, I haven't done it in a couple weeks, or a couple months even. So it's a little gnarly, but I remove this cable. And I just put the whole thing in the dishwasher. It also goes into the dishwasher with this SteelSeries, like, hard mouse pad that I've also had for, like, a decade. So, true. That is, in fact, how I clean my keyboard. Let's trade with some elves because they bring tasty foods, and we could use some tasty foods. Thinking about selling the mechanisms. These are all made out of granite. Granite mechanisms aren't that useful to me, so I think we'll sell them a bunch of granite mechanisms, although I don't know how many of these are actually going to be able to carry. Also sell them the microcline mechanisms. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of people, like, this has been a sticking point for, and this is probably why Prismatic brought this up, but this has been a sticking point for me with my chat for years about how I buy the simplest, most basic bitch mechanical keyboards I can find, and I clean the keycaps, sometimes in isopropyl alcohol, and sometimes in just, like, soapy water, usually just soapy water, and then the rest is just, I put it in the dishwasher. Turns out it works really well. Soapy water? Yeah, dwarves love soapy water. So does my keyboard. Can see all my prisoners still just sitting here. I think I'm going to put an animal stockpile right down here. I really need to make a enemy spiky pit to throw prisoners into or something. All right, where are these elves at? You're supposed to come trade with me. Unless they just immediately got murked by agitated wildlife. Nope, okay, they were just walking down. How do you wash your doors? You put them in the dishwasher. Can't tell if that was actually a question or not. You got reminded why you love this game just so much now? What just happened? What reminded you that the putting dwarves in your dishwasher? Mary Crundlemus, what's up, Jordan? I sometimes use kitchen tools as a makeshift plate for lunch if you're hungry. Oh, kitchen towels. Okay. And your washing machine is a semi-dishwasher at this point? I mean, I could see that for like a sandwich or something dry, but anything else? Oh, you're literally cleaning your keyboard right now because you spilled the drink on it. No, okay, you just wanted some obvious step that you missed. I mean, just make sure you dry it for 48 hours. Or not even 48, 24 hours. Just make sure you dry it. As long as you put it somewhere to dry out completely, and as long as it doesn't have, like, big dumb things in it that'll fill up with water and hold water, like... I mean, when it's unplugged, there's no mechanical parts in it that will get fried. It's not like it's full of microchip chips and shit unless you have like one with one of those big old screens on it. Dry it in the microwave. Yeah, definitely. After you put it in the oven for 45 minutes, right? Just make sure you keep the oven on low. Sun? What's that? I haven't seen that since I went to Las Vegas, and I'm almost not joking. Mandatory 180 oven drying. Yeah. No, don't ever dry your electronics in the oven. Please don't ever do that. We're just waiting on a few more items from them. 2 more items, and then we can trade with these elves. 220 degrees for 10 minutes. This is really starting to remind me of the old... Did you know that your iPhone is now waterproof? Or you can charge your iPhone in the microwave? Did you know? You can charge your iPhone in the microwave. Also, I think my military just returned. Saw a bunch of soldiers book it past. Yep, we did. So we just went and raised another goblin site. Looks like we actually got some stuff back this time. We got an iron battle axe, a giant crow leather tunic, 1 gold bar, an iron bar, a Gabbro throne. Wow. Copper bars, a toy axe, a copper helm, obsidian drone pipes. Or wait, not crone, not drone. Obsidian Co's drone pipes. There we go. We got iron high boots, copper cages, giant iron battle axe blade. That'll probably go into the minecarts. When it comes to putting electronics in the oven to dry them, Streamer is in fact joking. Do not actually do this. They ran down there, and in the early spring, the Crypt of Twisting attacked the Hate of Language of the Doom of Acts. That's an interesting name. The Hate of Language at the Doom of Acts at the Crystalline, and the Crystalline led the axe at Crystalline led the attack, and the defenders were led by the human Lima Gorge Dearly. So Shortast, the active Crystalline, or Shortast Labor Crab, the Crystalline, is the name of the leader of that squad. They've got like a full-on title now. Reading this text is really hard right now. And the attackers had a strong positional advantage because we outmatched them with a cunning plan. Well, that's good. I think it caps out at 10,000. Fox Benji, and I've seen 10,000. Pretty sure it caps out at 10,000. But you can have more than that, technically, because livestock aren't counted. I love the fact that this location was called Hell Virgins. So we destroyed Hell Virgins. Sorry, Hell Virgins. The humble tombs are here to destroy you. Anything noteworthy that we killed in here? A dwarf struck down a dwarf. Ooh. A goblin Vim was struck down by a dwarf. Okay. We struck down another dwarf. Oh, we struck down their commander, the human Lima. Gorge Dearly. Mebzoth got him. Hell Virgins? Yeah, I guess Hell Virgins would be like an all-girl punk band. Although at that point, it would probably be called something else. Actually, I could see Hell Virgins opening up for Pussy Riot. I could see that. This game looks so cool, but intimidating. It's not that bad. It's really just obtuse in some weird ways. And if you bang your head against it a little bit, it ceases to be so. It's just a matter of... not all female, but cloud rap. It's fitting that we're talking about girl bands, and I'm sitting here in a ginger shirt. Not an all-girl band, but a girl-fronted band. More like all-gamer punk band. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, it's not that bad. It seems intimidating, but it's not that bad. It's just a matter of playing slowly and asking questions in friendly discords, of which there are, fortunately, a lot of now. And also the subreddit's really helpful, and the wiki's really good, and the tutorial is okay, and aside from that, there's plenty of great tutorials on YouTube, including mine, so. What is ginger? K-pop? because you put a lull emoji at the end of that, I'm not going to answer that question. You can Google them. If you create a river from a volcano and need it to end at the edge of the map, does it raise to the level of the volcano at the top? No. So if you actually give it a way to flow off the edge of the map, it will just flow off the edge of the map. But if, like, say you dig down into the earth, it will bubble up to the edge of whatever that trench is and then over and then off the edge. You've seen them at Bloodstock? Oh, man, I'm jealous. I've seen them in the Commodore. Was it the Commodore? No, I've seen them in the Vogue in Vancouver, and I've seen them in the Rickshaw in Vancouver. You tried to be diplomatic? So was that a genuine question? Because they're a Ukrainian, like, metal band. Kind of degent off death metal. Yeah, they're probably one of the best metal bands in the industry right now. At least when it comes to kind of the degenty subgenre. Just go look up Pisces. Somebody link Pisces, please. Can someone please just link Pisces in my chat and just tell those who aren't initiated on this wonderful band, of which I bought this shirt shortly after Russia went full on Leroy Jenkins, because it said all profits go to bullets. So good luck, guys. Anyway, we're gonna dive back in here and send out the squads again, probably. Pisces linked, hell yeah. Pisces, good song. So something else I want to do today is I want to build a tower. I've seen some people complaining that it takes too long to build things in Dwarf Fortress, to which I would like to disagree. We are going to build a tower. Let's go up to about layer 25. We're going to make it out of granite, because I got a lot of granite. The same version of the video. I mean, it's such a good song. It's funny because she always complains when she sings it live. She's like, I hate performing this song live. It's so hard to sing. God damn it. Well, the live version is the only proper version, obviously. How tall is the Z level? It's 4 meters. It's 2 dwarves, isn't it? It's like approximately 4 meters. The military coming back. Looks like they also brought some drinks. What's that? Is that an angry bird? Oh no, it's an angry bird. Chat, we're getting attacked by angry birds. Whatever shall we do? We must punch the angry bird to death. All right, sweet. That's 2 angry birds dead. They won't take our castle out today, no matter how big their catapult is. All right, so we're gonna try and trade with some elves once the last thing comes back. The app? God, I wish. One punch Burby. Uh-oh. Is there more? Okay, you know what? I will just station one of my squads right here. And we'll punch these birds to death as they come at us. Just hope that they got the chance to go get a drink. Oh, come on. Did you really go get a drink right as I was going to trade with the elves? Come on, man. Some migrants have arrived. Well, at least that's good. Oh my god, the depression numbers went up. Oh, actually, I know why the depression numbers went up. It's because my military came back. I might actually just boot this guy. This guy's just been getting progressively more depressed for a while now. Don't really want to deal with you. So we're going to send this lovely bone doctor over to City Sacks. Will their faction dislike you? You will be blamed for the loss of items, yes. However, you need to steal all of their items multiple times for them to actually, like, get mad at you. They'll just bring slightly less next year. So just overcompensate when they bring you stuff next year. 1 Z level is 1 meter. I always thought it was 4 meters for 1 Z level, but I could be wrong. Because, like, it's high enough that, like, it's a challenge for a human to climb up. Merchants are unloading their goods. Game is informing me I don't have enough value. The reason the birds are attacking me is because I'm building this tower too, which is also kind of amusing. There's no official? Okay, I've always thought it was around 2 meters. 2 to 4 meters, rather. Well, I mean, I've always imagined the characters of Dwarf Fortress scoops to be like Paper Mario, where it's like, yeah, it's a 3D space, but they're all flat. They might have 3-dimensional weight, but they're all flat. Alright, so we got a decent amount of value in these mechanisms. I just want to buy their food. That's all I really want to buy from them is fruit. Fruit. Leaves. Oh shit, I could just buy everything. Let's also buy their logs, why not? I don't need their seeds, but take some of this stuff off of here. Just selling them a bunch of gears. They are definitely pleased by my more ethical work, so let's see. Are mechanisms ethical? Hey, mechanisms are in fact ethical. Ethical mechanisms. Did I already play Portal 1? No, we're gonna do that at the end, Wolfer. Doing Dwarfsy stuff first, and then Portal at the end. So I think the plan for today is well, I mean, it's what, 10:30 right now. Probably do about 2.5 hours more Dwarf Fort, and then we'll play through. Then we will play through Portal. Put these 3 on training and let the top squad do nothing. Good luck, dwarves. EU friendly? Hell yeah. I mean, I've been pretty EU friendly recently. Relatively EU friendly. I think I'm gonna dig this outer moat down by another layer. Do you need more jobs? Do you mean like the under these listings? I have one for specific metalworking jobs, but aside from that, no, not really. I mean, you can kind of just assign whoever to whatever, and as long as you have like a decent amount of like as long as you're not like locking one person to mining, you should be fine. Like I'm quite pleased. Let's actually add some more of these weaponsmiths in. I'm actually quite pleased with the way the auto labor stuff works. Like, it's not restrictive like I was worried about, and it seems to just be, for lack of a better term, open enough that it's fair. A giant sperm whale? I mean, everything fits into one tile. Although I do want somebody to screenshot a giant sperm whale sprite because I'm curious about how big it is. I'm sure it's like not actually that big, but anyway, this is the main project for today. This right here. These are my minecart shotguns, which apparently they're putting bins in this stockpile again. Stop it. You're not supposed to put bins in this stockpile. These are my minecart shotguns. We got 4 of them. We were able to completely obliterate a Forgotten Beast yesterday with one single half-loaded shotgun. So we've got one fully loaded round and then one that's getting close to being loaded. They are loaded with a variety of lovely maniacal nightmares, from large serrated silver discs to green glass discs to, I think, spiky metal balls, but there are none in this one. There are some, however, in combat log? Oh. Okay, great. Well, getting attacked by more ravens. You know, just the usual. So... oh, now the ravens are straight up just flying into the fort. Although they are overcome by terror. Aren't these like... It's a shame that these aren't technically vermin, hey? Let's just go cut this raven up. Go attack the elves or something. Ethical D's nuts. On the bright side, these giant ravens are not too threatening. By that, I mean they're really not threatening at all. How does taming captured animals work? You capture an animal in a cage, and then you go into the animals section right here. I think it's this section. Yeah, and then it says that you have them caged. and then you assign a trainer, and then you can tame them. Like, okay, I just want to say how ironic this is. We have both an agitated honey badger on this map and just a regular honey badger. Is not an agitated honey badger just a honey badger? Also, we are going to assign trainers to both of these honey badgers because I want to breed some honey badgers. An army of defense honey badgers, I think, would be phenomenal. But yeah, no, it's pretty simple. Literally, you just click that button, you assign a trainer, and then it'll pop up in this menu once it's trained. And then you can just slaughter it or assign it to somebody or do whatever you want with it. It's kind of just super simple. It's a very, very, very simple system. And if it's war trainable, so if it's like a dog, then you can give them advanced training from this screen, which requires a training zone. And it's super easy. Still Ravens fighting. Great. It's a lot of dead puppies. It's food. Dwarves is hungry. So, something that we started doing yesterday, which we're going to keep working on, is we're going to chuck all these bodies into the lava. But after we do that, we are going to go up to here, because we started farming, or rather, we broke out into these caverns here. So we're going to be working on these a little bit, as well as that upper area. Except this area is planned to be like an extension on our farming. So I really, really, really want to get to farming up here. And I'm trying to make it safe. And by safe, I mean I don't want, like, random jabberers and such crawling in, because those dudes are rather scary, and we would like to not have them be a problem as much as possible. Minimal issues is acceptable, but I want it to be safe-ish. So, chat, safe-ish. So what we're going to do is I'm going to dig up this whole area. Exactly, chat gets it. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig out this whole area. I'm actually going to pump some water out of here into this area. We're going to make ourselves some pumps. So I'm just going to make wooden pipe, just one, and a wooden corkscrew, just so that we can make it real quick. Just one, not infinite. And wooden corkscrew, and we're going to make ourselves a single manual pump, and we're just going to fill this area up with water. Should be pretty safe, I think. Pretty safe. And ads are about to hit, so I'm not going to do much aside from let them mine. What makes a good or a bad world? Well, there is no good and no bad worlds. There's just fun worlds and boring worlds. And it depends on what you want. Do you want a world that is full of old, dark, kind of Cthulhu-esque existential horror? Or do you want a world that's young, that has lots of big titans and more goblins and humans and elves and stuff to fight? Or do you want a lot of vampires, right? Like, there is no good worlds and there's no bad worlds. There's just worlds that are more interesting or less interesting for different reasons. You know, honestly, I've tried, Jordan, but every single time I've tried to do one, we've had terrible luck with sea creatures spawning. The most sea creatures I've ever seen spawn was I had a bunch of nautilus and mako sharks in a map where I was building a bridge connecting two different continents together. That's the only time I've really seen sea creatures, which wasn't my goal. Every time I've gone somewhere specifically seeking out sea creatures, I've had no luck. If a creature has purple and black eyes, what kind of creature is it? A Year One world would be interesting? I don't know. That movie wasn't very good. Anybody here seen Year One with Jack Black? Not his greatest creation. I'll just say that. I don't think you can war train sperm whales. Look in the raws? I mean, I haven't... Okay, then you probably know more about it than me. I mean, I've seen characters described as having purple and black eyes. They're usually undead. But I'm asking if you actually have a character in your fort with purple and black eyes described, or if you're just looking in the raws. Because if you're just looking in the raws, then I have no context for what that critter is. It's just a critter with purple and black eyes. That's it. Really. So if they're nameless, no, right? So like critters, so like as an example, this mule is nameless, right? It's not going to show up in Legends anywhere. But Bax Nagazornot is a goblin thief. They will show up. Or I was looking for that one named raven that I had. I guess we maybe ate it. Anything that has a name here, like these stray war dogs won't show up, right? But Ravud Abil Nulbam will, this cat that claimed Igor Dumbra, right? Cave blob, yes. Dangerous, dangerous cave blobs. Evil, evil cave blobs. Still fighting with the ravens? Still fighting with the ravens. We've named a silver warhammer. Colliding with an obstacle in the list of things happening in your fort. Colliding with an obstacle means that they fell and exploded. Okay, where? Why are you... Okay. Dear broker, why are you on the surface fighting with a raven until you fall asleep? Hold on a second. So this dwarf's fighting with a raven, yeah? It's afraid after experiencing trauma. Yep, okay. So check this out. How long have you been fighting with this raven? The raven's just biting him in the head. And he's asleep. Yeah, the raven's still biting him in the head. I think we should send the military to go help. What do you think, chat? We gotta go save this poor dwarf. He's just like lying on the ground at the opposite end of the map, just getting bit in the head. Poor guy. He's exhausted, unconscious, pale, hungry. I love the little flexing symbol above the raven. How does the raven feel about this? Terrified while in a conflict. Uh-huh. All right, well, the raven's dead. Is anybody gonna come and rescue our broker here? I mean, I certainly hope so. Terrified he's enjoying it? You sure about that? I do love it when their thoughts directly contradict the last thing that they said, though. It's like, I'm not afraid. This is my fight, too. Is terrified. Uh-huh. Sure, you're not afraid. All right, well, hold on. Do I have assigned doctors? Yes. Oh, I see. Andor the Insane, who's beaten up, is one of my doctors. Well, we should probably get a new doctor then. I can't do Lamul. Could do Ubal. Do Ubal. Proficient surgeon. Just to have a second lead doctor. They gotta know that he's like up there and injured, right? Show me your ASCII? Alrighty. Well, it's time to back out of this menu and give you my ASCII. There. How's that for some ASCII? Alright. Only 5 minutes for those of you having collective panic attacks. As I've said every time, $100 and I'll turn it off now. If you don't want it, for the 5 minutes it'll last for, $100 and I will turn it off. Alright. It really is nice. I do genuinely like it. I'm just trying to see, like, who's... Seriously, nobody rescuing injured? The hell? I mean, they're not, like, stuck in a burrow. Is orderlies, like, a weirdly restricted job or something? Let's just set orderlies to everybody does this. That might be the problem. I think orderlies actually is a weirdly restricted job. Mostly because we haven't had a ton of injuries up until this point. Knock on wood. We've got another named X. Commodore 64. This is the wrong color palette for Commodore 64, though, I think. Put the list by task, please? Sure, I could do that, yeah. But that's not exactly going to speed things up much, because it's just one task. Just keep an eye on this dwarf. Hold on a second. Did someone bring you water and not carry you back down to the hospital? Are you for real? Some dwarf walked all the way up here. Lock them in the tavern if you need dwarves to get married. How old is this fort anyway? 8 or 9 years. I don't remember what year. I think we settled in the year 176? Having problems with laborers? No, not really. I wouldn't say I'm having problems with laborers, but every now and again, they'll just be like, all right, why is this one particular job not getting done? Like, they're doing half of the job. They're just doing the wrong half of the job. But no, not really. There's the occasional, like, all right, boys, why aren't you doing the one thing that I need you to do right now? But I wouldn't consider that having problems with laborers. That's just Dwarf Fort. That's just the whole genre, even. And Vampire Titans? Well, neither of those things exist. But if you want, like, weird, out-of-this-world creatures, generate really old worlds with lots of necromancy. All right, fuck it. Hold on. I just really want you guys to carry this person down to the hospital like yesterday. So let's just do this. Just bring this body down, please. I don't think that was the question. Oh, wait, what? So Dwarf Fortress started development in 2003, 2002-ish, but it released in 2006 publicly. Something like two weeks after PayPal launched or something. Why the old game version? Because I have a redemption called Show Me Your ASCII, where I play the game in ASCII for 5 minutes because I like it. And because it gets annoying when people constantly ask when I switch back and forth. So, why are you asking? Because this version is superior, clearly, and I'm showing you the fact that I'm not a plebeian and can play a game in ASCII. God damn it, you child. What, have you never seen an old game before? Anyway, I can turn it off now. This doesn't really matter to me. All right. What kind of dwarf would you like? Todini. Is seriously nobody like gonna like come help this dwarf? Gosh, the way hospitals work now is so strange. It used to just be like a non-issue. They would just bring it over. It's literally set for everybody to do this. Well, let's just assign a good few extra dwarves to orderlies, because this is always a job that I forget to overly assign. And just hope they come help him eventually. And if they don't, well then, I don't know. Weirder things have happened. Also, that's a good way to say it. Asking. Why are you asking such a stupid question? So what are you doing? I think I just need more doctors. Like, I'm just kind of coming to the conclusion with the way this game works now. In order to run a hospital, you just need to have, like, 12 doctors. Because it used to just be, all right, one doctor does all of the doctoring jobs, but I don't know how this shit's prioritized now, but it seems to just not be. Is the best way to put it. Military dwarf with beard. I ain't afraid of no death. Okay. You can hang out with the mighty goose. Oops. Would help if I actually clicked the thing. Where was the one that I clicked on? That one. Ficod. Dodini. If you assign just doctors, they will do everything. See, I did that, and they didn't. So... You're probably right, but not with my experience. I tend to agree with that. It's like, I think my dwarves are just fucking lazy. Anyway, you like to lock them in, also disable orderlies? Okay, fine. We'll try your wait, chat. Like, see, this is, okay, you want to know why this is frustrating to me? Because that is what I was doing initially, like 2 weeks ago. And it worked just fine. And then chat was like, no, you can just leave orderlies on. And then that worked just fine, like 2 weeks later. For the last 2 weeks. And now in this fort again, they're not doing it again. And you guys are telling me to do it the way I was doing it 2 weeks ago. It's like, gosh, what does this game even want now? Like, the only labor that perplexes me in this version now is orderlies. Specifically. It's specifically orderlies. This shit makes no sense. It's like, orderlies, I've seen what jobs are in there, right? Orderlies is literally just this. This is orderlies, right? It's all of the healthcare jobs in one stack. So disabling orderlies, theoretically, shouldn't do anything. Exactly what Dark Dogma, right? So this is orderlies. This is literally orderlies. But like, I'll bet you right now, right? If I click done and just call this other orderlies, right? And just set that to everybody does this, I'll bet you they'll just go do it, right? Let's see. Nobody does this. Everybody does this. And then I'll read that dwarf's description. Nope. You got a mod for me soon? What part of I'm not installing mods until we're through this update cycle do you not understand, sir? And I'm still, like, standing by that. Happy Feast or Winterval or whatever? Yeah. Also, Todini, you just named your shield. Where'd you go, Todini? You're in here somewhere. I'm not, okay. I am not installing or using any mods until we're through this update cycle. Doesn't matter. It's flat. Because I want to see their improvements as they come in without the, okay, is this a mod? And if you can't see the logic in that, then there's no reason for me to explain it a third time. Right, I could just search my name. There you are. Oh, I see why I lost you. You ran off to eat. Personality-wise, he's completely wrapped up in his own appearance and abilities and personal matters. Hi, New. You're a player to your vid, and I helped you learn the game. You have a question. Is there a way that you can set up any jewelers to stop encrusting rings specifically? You have to use give and take stockpiles. Right, that's literally it. You have to use give and take stockpiles if you want them to encrust specific things. So you want to do a give stockpile to the jeweler's shop, set the stockpile to give to place, and then only put that material into that stockpile that you want them to use. Massive frame rate increase, Real Bisa. In fact, it's going to be one of the things that's going to go into here's 5 ways to make your frame rate less fucky video that I'm working on. He is as avaricious as they come, obsessed with acquiring wealth. He is very slow to anger, and he lives a high energy and kinetic pace. He enjoys being in crowds, and he finds helping others very emotionally rewarding. He often feels discouraged, and he often feels lustful. Tends to assume the worst of 2 outcomes will be the one that comes to pass, and he is quite polite. He tends to be a bit stubborn in changing his mind about things. He often feels envious of others, and he prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible, and he likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. He thinks he's fairly important in the grand scheme of things, and he is somewhat quarrelsome. He is bothered by this since he values friendship. He is slow to trust others, and he generally is quite confident in his abilities when undertaking specific ventures. He's not particularly interested in what others think of him, and he tries to get things done correctly each time, and he has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others, and he tends to be passive in discussions and needs alcohol to get through the working day. He personally finds the ideas of independence and freedom somewhat foolish, and sees perseverance in the face of adversity bullheaded and foolish, and dreams of creating a great work of art. And he likes Billin, Geshenite, T-Wood, and Gorilla Leather. Giant Adder Tooth and the color Lavender Blush. Lavender Blush. Anyway, Andor the Insane died because they refused to rescue him. And the words of the amethyst butterfly and the sight of the tulip of adoring him, Impossible prefers to consume radish wine. You know, I'm starting to wonder, maybe they didn't go rescue him because none of the dwarves saw him. I'll bet you that's probably what it actually was. Screw this other orderly's job. This is dumb. Delete that. Like, I'm willing to bet that's just what it was. Everybody does this. Everybody does this. Everybody does this. Everybody does this. Nobody does this, obviously. Everybody does this. Only select to do this, which I don't need anybody doing that right now. Only select to do this. Only select to do this. Perfect. 191 pop. Yeah, it's a bit of a small fort right now. I do have some pissy dwarves that we need to deal with. If you keep monster slayers for 2 years in your fortress, will you be able to unretire them from monster slaying? It should be about approximately 1 year. They can then petition for full long-term residency. And when they do that, then they can become more useful. You can put them in your military and such. Dwarf's actually pretty happy. It's like they're kind of depressed, but like it's just afraid. Restless upon being literally this dwarf is depressed because they had to sit in a hospital for a couple months. No, you can't stack beds into bins. There are multiple work orders and no labor restrictions. They tend to be picked up by dwarves that are good skill required. So if you have many jobs queued up, the dwarves that pick up the jobs are the dwarves that are higher at the skills, so the better dwarves are the ones prioritized. So if you're making metal swords, let's just say, and you have 12 stations, the first dwarf to claim the job will be the highest skilled, then lower, and it just slowly goes down the list. Bam Bam! As in like the Bam Bam, like the kid from the Flintstones. Thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. Cheers. You were pretty bummed after you were in the hospital for a week? Oh, no, totally. Like, as somebody who was in the hospital for 5 days in 2020, not related to COVID, yeah, it was pretty rough. It sucks. So a bunch of my soldiers are sad. How about you? Horrified after seeing a character die. Okay, so there are some people, I think, what I'm going to need to do, because we've hit critical mass now where not everybody needs to be doing everything. So what I think I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start removing certain dwarves from certain jobs, and just saying, okay, so you're not going to haul. And when I set somebody to not haul, the reason I'm doing that is so that they aren't going to be carrying bodies. And that is one of the biggest problems, is just like carrying bodies. If they're carrying bodies, I don't want you hauling. So this dwarf is now marked as doesn't do everything. I think I'm probably going to do the same with you, because that's usually the case. Okay, this dwarf just wants to be around family, which means they probably aren't happy that... Wait, actually, you're in the generic do anything temple, right? Actually, you know what we could do? What might be causing some of this stress is the fact that not every temple is represented. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 temples. So we have the first 9 on the list, and there's more than 9 gods. So we should represent some more temples, I think. And the way I'm going to do this... Cheers, Sycon. What I think we're going to do is we're going to drop down to this layer, and we're going to start digging in temples in this way. 1 layer below. Or we could go 1 layer above and go up to here. Maybe 2 layers. Actually, yeah, let's go 2 layers above. Let's do like another temple complex up here. So I need to check how many gods are left, because I've forgotten. I do remember going, man, that's a lot of gods when I was initially making the temples. So I think there's probably like 5 or 6 left that we need to do. But we could just kind of go around up here and bring in more gods, because that might actually be part of the issue. So let's just do 1 temple up here initially, get all these queued up, and then we'll just see how many more we need to do, and we'll work from there. Dwarf keeps leaving their meals in their room. That's just something that they do. There is no fix for that. That's just normal dwarven behavior. Like, literally, everybody's like, is there a fix to stop them from doing this? It's like, no, that's just normal dwarf. Like, honestly, that's just any greedy dwarf will do that. And it's one of those deep, like, issues with being a greedy dwarf. Congrats, you have a greedy dwarf in your fort. They want all of the food, and they want to keep it for later, and it will rot, and they will be sad. Dwarves really need to invent the technology of beer fridges, though. Can your dwarves be worshipped as gods? Sort of, but not really. So dwarves, gods in Dwarf Fortress can be living entities in the world, meaning there can be, like, living creatures that are considered gods. But can your dwarves become one of those? Not within Fortress mode. In adventure mode, kinda. Well, I mean, they don't have any refrigeration, and they don't seem to care about the fact that there's a literal volcano in this fort, so it wouldn't shock me if they liked warm beer. Although the funny thing is everybody refers to a lot of the stuff that what dwarves drink as is beer. It's like, no, it's alcohol. It's actually a lot of rum and wine and stuff. Like, very few Dwarf Fortress players probably actually make dwarven beer. Majority of them, I think, are just making rum and wine. Keep thinking that I've got a burrow turned on because of how they're operating. I did turn mining back on, right? Yes, only select to do this. Now I have a bunch of peasants down at the bottom. I should assign some of those to mine as well. Where are all my peasants at? Just scrolling past some of them. Meat is superior? I don't think any form of alcohol is superior. They're all different. No? Orange? I can tell you that that's probably not true when it comes to, like, the frequency that players make it. Because dwarven beer is made from cave wheat. It's just very few people actually farm cave wheat. You don't get as high of a yield as plump helmets. You play as a demigod and then you enslave a demon. Which doesn't technically make you into a god, but it makes you replace a god. Plump helmet is the most common, yeah, which is wine. They're just hauling items right now, mostly. We'll just let them finish putting shit away. Who else is depressed? Who else can I tweak? I love how my bards are always depressed. Just wants to acquire something. Doesn't feel anything after crying on a priest. Yeah, I feel you there. Bitter after getting into an argument. After dwelling upon the agreement. Wait, hold on. Did I not? Oh, did I not get their temple done in time? Well, I did get their temple done. I just didn't get it done in time, I guess. Also, we need a new broker because my broker died. Which, I mean, you really blame me? Alien Slayer, congrats. You have a new gig. You're also the broker. So please don't start embezzling funds. Thank you. Also, we need to make rock bracelets. None of your dwarves ever farm anything other than plump helmets and pigtails as God intended? I mean, as Armok intended? Ender the Insane has been found dead. Did they haul his body out? Let's just make sure they put his body away. I don't know if I necessarily agree with farming on the surface. I think the best way to farm is to farm in the deep levels and just have a constant supply of dwarven alcohols and then purchase other fruits and vegetables from other factions for the express purpose of brewing other types of alcohol. Coated in dwarf pus? I mean, he died of infection. So, not too surprised by that. I once had a well that was literally completely filled to the brim with dwarf pus. That was a good day. Are rock blocks only for building, or can they be used for finished goods? They're for building. They're for, like, constructing. Is there a particular reason? Okay, hold on. Let me just do something real quick. No, nobody's doing anything. Suddenly worried that I've got that jobs bug again. Brought some yummy dwarven milk. Well, I mean, that's not alcohol, but... You got this guy that went insane into zealous mode after praying at an altar. He's the first insane guy. He formed your militia. And I formed your militia. Oh, immediately after that to keep an eye on him. I get you. I know what you mean now. I thought that he formed your militia. I was like, how is that possible? Chat ads incoming. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be figuring out why none of my miners are doing the gerbs. Like... they should do this, right? Like, you're brewing drinks from plants? Cool. People are making rock blocks. Okay, let's reassign all of my mining orders. Let's see if my miners now go do stuff. Or if they're still just like in, I refuse to do jobs mode. I'm really not liking this dwarven... Oh, wait, hold on. You're going to go pick up something. Maybe you're going to go pick up a pick. Please tell me you're getting a pick. Vile Force of Darkness has arrived. Well, forget everything that we've been doing for the past 2 minutes. Sweet, you just went and got a pick. Sweet, so that's probably going to fix that issue. Turns out unassigning all jobs and reassigning them maybe fixes things. Let's just assign this to this burrow, and then we will deal with this force that is both dark and vile in a second. How bad's the Force of Darkness? Oops, I just resized the window ever so slightly. Still Dwarf Fort. At least it wasn't enough that it broke the graphics. All right, so we are now under attack, friends. Meaning it's time to unassign these 2 burrows and jump over here and assign everybody extra to it. Let's see how big this vile Force of Darkness is. I'm also going to take all of my squads and just put them off duty right now, so that they'll stop training. And a bunch of snatchers have been spotted. Where are the snatchers at? I don't actually know if they will make it into my... Oh, wow, they're actually going to get a kid, aren't they? Well, good boy, Lorebomb. Run away, Lorebomb. Well, that's terrifying. Are they just killing Lorebomb? You're supposed to kidnap Lorebomb. What the hell? You're not snatching correctly. The fuck, man? You're supposed to snatch the child, not obliterate the child. Wow. What a criminal. What an actual monster. Well, we're gonna have to shotgun these guys, that's for sure. Yeah, no kidding. The fuck? Yeah, exactly. Well, they killed him. Feel bad for that dwarf's parents. The question is, will they stop attacking because too many of them get stuck in my traps again? Which is what happened to the last one. The last Vile Force of Darkness stopped attacking because they all got stuck in my traps. We just need to jump down to this layer. And I need to pull this lever. Okay, then they're gonna kill my goat. It's a very miffed goat. Who feels hopeless after suffering a major injury. At your mom-in-laws? Well, hello. Hope you had a good trip to your mom-in-laws. They ran past a horse at some point. Thanks for the $, Sewer Goblin. Looks like a bunch of my dwarves are all running underground. It's like, guys, you're supposed to be, like, straight up off duty. So run away. Like, seriously, run away. Why, where are you going? Okay, run, go the other way, guys. Oh, they left. So the siege is over. I was trying to get them down into here, but they didn't want to. The goblins appear to have gotten enough of themselves stuck in my cage traps that they can't attack me. Sewer Goblin, thank you very much for the $. You have a child who keeps tantruming, and you can't exile her family because her father is your favorite dwarf. Well, then you have to deal with her. So you named her Shitling? Yeah, she'll go to prison permanently the second she becomes of age. That's a little disappointing. You know, chat, I have a question. Should I turn the difficulty up to hard? Because these sieges are small. And I definitely have the defenses to deal with a bigger siege. I think I'm going to turn the difficulty up to hard. I've just left it on normal. Because I'm just like, what the... Why would I turn it up? Time for fun. If they don't send, like, at least 150 goblins in the next siege, I'm going to riot.
Bring out your dead!
All right. How many goblins are still on my map? Handful of prisoners that are all just booking it to the edge. Okay, that's fine. Apparently something's fighting. Apparently one of my mace dwarves is fighting. Running up the stairway pretty quick. What's the biggest siege I ever got? I had a fort, which I'm actually blanking on the name of now. Chat might remember. Which was the second to last fort I ever did in the last version. Where I just said, screw it. And we set the number of possible invaders up by... It was 200? So the maximum, and the number of creatures we crammed up as well. So the maximum possible invaders they could send was like 750 instead of like 250. And the result was we got sieges of about 800 dudes attacking us. That's the most invaders I've ever had. What's the theme of this fortress? Just a deep fortress focusing on metal. We are, you know, we had magma forges before we had bedrooms. But right now I'm just trying to both go to war and also keep my dwarves happy. And we've got a couple problem dwarves that I'm trying to sort out. Did I win against those dwarves? I mean, I retired the fortress. They didn't take over it. If you go into my shorts on YouTube, there's actually a short called "Flying Goblin All the Way Across the Sky," which is one of the sieges from that. So, yeah. Oh yeah, no, we won against many of those sieges. Many of those sieges. In my experience, if the goblins come to parley and you refuse them, they generally send... I mean, I've refused 2 parleys from this group. So, maybe this group just sucks. But, you know. I don't know why I kept closing that menu. I was just like half reading chat and opening and closing the same menu on repeat. Before breaching the magma sea? You don't need a military to go into the magma sea. You don't. I did it with the first 7 dwarves. You don't need a military. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Cybrek is the next god. Citizens and long-term residents only. Go do what you gotta do, Squug. Have a good holiday. Take care of yourself, man. Yeah, you don't need a military to breach the magma sea. There's some wild animals in there, but the magma sea isn't dangerous. Really. Aside from, like, having lava in it, which I guess can be dangerous. Alcohol can burn? Yeah, but who are you throwing your alcohol into the lava? Are you throwing lava onto your alcohol? Yeah, but they asked about breaching magma sea, not about digging into candy. Digging into candy is certainly dangerous. Breaching the magma sea isn't dangerous. Imps wander around? Not on every map. Can't wait for the spotlight video on it. What mod did you make, Diamond? Did you put Santa into the video game? Did you put Gremlin Santa into the video game? Did you make Gremlins playable? Orange gifted you DF last night? Well, that's nice of Orange. You added a playable gremlin. All right. So what does this playable gremlin do? Exactly. It's just a sprite. Oh, did you put a little mayor hat on the gremlin or something? The Forgotten Beast, Kathabe, Nurbi has come. A huge bunting with external ribs. It is a swinging trunk, and it belches and croaks, and its feathers are long and narrow. Beware its deadly spittle. I have a very serious question. What the fuck is a bunting? Hold on. To Google, bunting. I don't know. I don't care about Michael Bunting. Oh, it's a bird. It's a bird. A bunting is a type of bird, apparently. Thanks, Wikipedia. So it looks like that. It's kind of cute, actually. Why is it always a bird? Whenever I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck that is, it's almost always a bird. Like 9 out of 10 times it's a bird. It's like, what the fuck's an oxpecker? Well, it's not an oxcock, that's for sure. So a bunting is attacking us. Where is this bunting? I require this known information. I'm not sure which layer that is. 86? Lie down, Monsieur Bunting. All right, so it's the... Hold on. Military, you guys can get down. There's also a bunch of dead dwarves in them. In the hallway, that's unfortunate. All right, so we need to get those dwarves dealt with. I know what a sailfin molly looks like. See, here's the thing. If I don't go, what the fuck is that? I probably do know what it looks like. And I do, in fact, know what a bunting is. Or I do, in fact, know what a sailfin molly is. Well, thanks, Jamma. So it's on this layer, right? Okay, there it is. All right, well, we need to get the dwarves into safety. And I need my military to come stand right here. So... Oh, it's because... I see why. So now I need the dwarves to get inside, quite literally. Vamos the area, dwarves. Vamos the premises, please. I realize we're in the middle of the plump helmet harvest, but we still have to defend the place. Where's the military at? Actually, let's follow the bird. It's kind of sad that some of the Forgotten Beasts don't have sprites. How foul indeed, yes. Yeah, it's a bird with a trunk is the true scary bit. Cheers, Momo Junkie. Seem pretty work in progress. Some of them seem pretty work in progress, and some of them seem completely done. I mean, it was something they were considering cutting out of the release version entirely. I really don't want my military just standing here longer than they need to be. Why don't you use barrels for seeds? Don't use barrel for seeds. Don't do it. You want your gardens to work. Oh, we got a ghost. Unib was the name. Thought it was Unib. Like, literally as I type it in, the ghost disappears. It's not a bug, it's a design choice. It's not a bug! It's literally just the way the game works. Some things are a bug, some things are not bugs. Do not store your seeds in barrels. Only for seeds specifically. Yes, seeds need their own specific stockpile, but... This thing has just disappeared, you fuck. I never store my seeds in barrels. Never. I'll explain it after this fight's over. Whatever it's worth. Alright, I'm going to unforbid this burrow. I'm going to let them come out here and harvest these. So TLDR, the way these work, how long have I been playing DF? Well, I first installed it in 2009, so you take your gamble. If you put seeds into barrels, then they will stack multiple types of seeds in a barrel, and sometimes they won't be able to access certain types of seeds because they will be too deep in the barrel. Because bags are generic, whereas seeds are not. So the problem is they will just select generic seeds from generic seed barrel, because then it becomes a seed barrel instead of a specific type of seed barrel. So sometimes you'll get weird planting designations and you won't be able to find a certain type of food or a certain type of seed. And the reason for it is because it's at the bottom of the barrel with 4 different types of seeds on top of it, and you can only take the thing out of the top of the barrel. And so they'll be canceling and canceling and canceling because they're trying to get the plump helmets out of the bottom when there's like fucking quinoa and cabbage seeds on top of it. What I do is have specific seed stockpiles with barrels. You could do that too, but they will still put them in bags. But if it's one specific type of seeds per stockpile, that'll work. But the way I do it is I just simply go into here and I just remove all barrels. And I've always done it that way. Bins and other things are generally just fine. There's some weird eccentricities with getting items out of bins. So for certain things, I won't use bins. Like super big anything stockpiles, I won't use bins. But think about it this way, right? When you're moving and you move to a new house and you put everything into the moving truck and you need to find your keyboard, it's very difficult. And that's kind of the same thing with seeds in Dwarf Fort. Okay, so I don't know where this beast went, so we're just going to go full fun with it. If he shows up again, cool. Because I got other things I got to do. We've got a weaponsmith that's been taken by a Fey Mood. Mostly I got to get coffins built, so we should just do that. Let's just say that quantum stockpiles are not a one-stop fix-all, doesn't cause any problems. You're not going to run into stockpile issues. If you organize stockpiles the way the stockpiles need to be organized, you won't run into issues. And I know that's, like, weirdly nitpicky, but, like, that's how you keep things from causing problems, is if you organize them the way they need to be organized. Quantum stockpiles fix, like, size of stockpile issues. Do they change the way stockpiling works? No. If you use garbage zones to make quantum stockpiles, you need to unforbid individual items, which also then doesn't lock items out of physics, which can hurt frame rate. And if you're using minecart quantum stockpiles, again, you'll organize stuff, but they'll still be in a stockpile, technically. So you still need to go through organizing your stockpiles correctly. At the end of the day, you have to organize your stockpiles. There is no, this is how you don't organize stockpile trick that all jurists hate. It doesn't exist. Really. 3 months training, 3 months rest. And it's plenty of a break. And a magma forge. Cool. Cheers, amateur. Back at you, man. I mean, quantum stockpiles are super useful for some things. I like using them for stones, but I do not think that they are a one-stop fix-all. Yay, all your problems are solved because you're using quantum stockpiles. They're very useful for certain things. What does organizing stockpiles even mean? Put objects that you need to be in certain places in certain stockpiles. Pretty self-explanatory, I would think. You use them for stones and furniture? Yeah, that's pretty legitimate. All the enemy corpses, make sure that you have refuse hauling on outside. Make sure you have the appropriate stockpiles to put the corpses in. Because if you don't, once they rot and turn into skeletons, they become refuse. So in the standing orders screen underneath labor, There's a section here that says refuse and dumping. Just make sure that you have it set so that they gather refuse from outdoors. And I usually just turn on gather vermin remains too to make my life easy. But if you turn on gather refuse from outdoors, then they will automatically go and pick up and collect refuse that is skeletons. And I'm doing that in air quotes, but I don't think that was on the camera. So if they're refusing to haul bodies, it's probably because they rotted and they're considered refuse. Good day, can you see? Okay, so we are quickly making a pump here so that I can make a bigger garden over here. Well, Fiasco Born, my older sister is currently visiting my grandmother at the old folks' home, and I will be visiting my parents with my older sister and her husband and my aunt and my uncle at 3 p.m. It's 11:22 right now. We're all in our mid-20s and fuck waking up early in the morning. You know, like, and early 30s. Like, what's the point? So I'm spending my time with my loved ones. Chat room. And then I will go off and spend some time with family later in the day and get drunk. Because who wants to drink early in the morning? Come on. The hell? Eesh. You oddly judgmental git. What are we all doing out here? Oh, I see. They're all constructing. I was like, what are you guys doing out here? What is that weaponsmith making out of? I'm just keeping an eye on them. They've already begun the mysterious construction, so we can check again. They're using puppy bone, good dwarf, pig leather, rough fire opals, pigtail cloth, granite blocks, stray puppy bone, and granite blocks, lead bars, and so something out of lead. Be interesting. Say you kill one of the dwarves to try to steal the artifacts. Which stockpile do you need to remove the body? Initially a corpse stockpile unless the body rots. Then a refuse stockpile. Let's hope for a blunt weapon. If he makes an axe, I will be sad. If he makes a hammer, I'm pretty okay with that. Although, like, my military is already using, like, pretty much masterwork quality warhammers, so I'm not going to be losing sleep if... Seems nice as a game to stream. You know what's funny? Jirazak, because I've been screaming that this game is excellent for streaming for the last 5 years and nobody believed me. Because it was me, RNG Strategist, Cupo, Great Padinsky, and maybe one or two other people streaming this game frequently. And nobody else was streaming it. Well, they made a spear. Libash. Well, I think this will be a donation to the mountain homes. And then also, well, Sal was more recent. Sal didn't start until about late 2019, really? She streamed kind of variety stuff, like 2017. So you guys all remember Sal, because she did really well when she started, but she wasn't one of the early ones. I'm talking about people that have been streaming since like 2016. Although Padinsky's more recent too, so. But anyway. Sal is much more recent when it comes to streaming Dwarf Fortress. But I do like Sal. She's great. Yeah, and then she went off into, like, other worlds. She vanished off into the ether for, like, a good year and a half, streaming other games. Meanwhile, you've been screaming at Joel to bring back Dwarf Fortress for, like, 3 years. You know, I've been screaming at Joel to bring back Dwarf Fortress for... You know, okay, chat, story time for a second before I read about this spear. I've lived my entire well, not my entire Dwarf Fortress. My entire streaming career in the shadow of Joel. My entire streaming career in the shadow of Joel. Like, I started off playing weird modded PC games, and every other game I streamed, Joel would pop up into the directory for, like, one day, and I would gain, like, 80 followers because, like, people would stumble into my channel from his stream. Yeah, chat knows what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. From his stream, and I would gain a bunch of following, and people would be like, why are you streaming Joel's game? And I'd be like, because I like this game. And then they'd watch me, and then they'd stick around. And as I'd move from game to game, and then I got into Roller Coaster Tycoon very heavily and streamed a lot of modded Roller Coaster Tycoon for a couple of years, once every 6 months, fucking Joel would pop into my stream, and my numbers would blow up. And then, like, the same thing happened with every single game, except I would start streaming the game about 6 months before Joel would stream it once. And then Joel would stream it once, and then everybody would insist that it was Joel's game. And I'm like, fuckers. The same thing with Dwarf Fortress 2! It's like, it was on this shit before you would. I love Joel. He's a great dude, but it's just really funny that, like, I've lived my entire streaming career in the shadow of Joel from Vinesauce. It's like... And everybody's like, man, I wish Joel would stream more of this. It's like, I'm here, though. You just watch me. It sounds like a German... Oh, I mean, they're all, like, bits, right? Like, and I understand. I understand the Vinesauce jokes and the Vinesauce memes. I get it. I get it. But it was kind of soul-crushing when you were the streamer with 10 viewers, you know? For what it's worth, I'm your first streamer that I came to from YouTube after getting into the Steam version as a new player. I mean, that's fantastic. No, I mean, like, in the last month, my stream has quintupled in size, and it's been lovely. Hey, Revivaler. I mean, you've been around here for ages, too. But I just think it's funny, because I would always get influxes when Joel would play a game once. I owe Joel a sandwich or something one of these years, because he did gain me a lot of following over the years. All right, so we have this weaponsmith who's created a Boklekadad Erodtad, a lead spear, and claims it is an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Cog Whipped Dabbles. But it was... What just disconnected? Hopefully nothing important. Okay, anyway, let's find that item. My keyboard still works, so... Sorry, that was you? Okay, good. Got it. I'm not gonna lie, that's been happening a lot recently with this computer. I have no idea what it is. I don't know. It's like phantom disconnections. I gotta go on to missed connections on Craigslist and be like, what disconnected from my computer? 2,000 value on this crappy spear. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with radiant cut fire opals and encircled with bands of oval granite, cabochons, and pig leather. This object menaces with spikes of dog bone and granite. On the item is an image of baguette cut gems and lead. On the item is an image of Zasset, the dwarf in pigtail. On the item is an image of frilly mittens, dog bone. Time for a new PC with the influx of new viewers? I'll tell you this, no. But that's just because I am financially terrified, because I've lived my entire life with nowhere near close to enough money to actually just spend on shit. So, no. If I still have this same-ish number of viewers in 3 months, maybe. I need to feel financially secure, and I've never felt financially secure in my entire life. So, I'll let you know when I feel financially secure. And computers are fuck off expensive. All right, so we are probably going to give that spear to the mountain home as a gift. Good evening, Dr. Linden. Also, I think you subscribed while I was offline, so thank you for that. Exactly. Chaotic. Exactly. But I don't know. I'm in the top 1,000 English-speaking streams now on Twitch, which is bonkers, so maybe. Oh, shit! The Hall of Mountains has many members in DeepOrb, and now requires a guild hall. They don't get upset if you give away their heirlooms, at least as of the last version, so I don't know why that would have changed. They just get upset if you destroy their heirlooms. Let's put it right here. We're going to assign 2 more temples. At least 1 more temple. You can destroy artifacts. You can throw it in lava. You can't destroy them, but you can hide them permanently, and that will make them sad that their item's been lost. They actually get more upset if you destroy engravings on walls by, like, engraving them and then mining through them. Also, chat room, go follow Tekkid. Merry Christmas, Tekkid. Or Happy Yuletide, or whatever the fuck. I don't even... Also, chat room, I want to say good job. Watching Tekkid just slowly rise up to 150 viewers the other night was real nice to see. Okay, so Cybrek was the last one we did, so we get to do the god of death and depravity. Sethel. Sounds like a lovely individual, I'm sure. Yeah, I saw that. Wait, did I miss a dwarf? No, I need to name Kyra Asylum's dwarf. What did Kyra Asylum give you their dwarf? Let me double check. Yeah, I know that I'm busy and I was rambling about a bunch of things, but yes, Kyra Asylum, I need to give you your dwarf, and then I need to read a word story. Kyra Asylum, do you know what kind of dwarf you want? Because he didn't say anything. Or is it just a random dwarf? I was rambling about a thing and I had a weapon I needed to read. Metalworker? Bearded? So do you want metalsmith specifically, or are you okay with weaponsmith? Because I got one unnamed metalsmith, or I could give you a weaponsmith. How's your dwarf? Still alive? Not still alive. I don't think. Hold on, is your dwarf still alive? Yeah, not still alive. Weaponsmith? Okay. Let's find you one with a good big beard. That's a pretty good beard. Although you're not actually assigned, you're just part of the guild. A lot of these dwarves are like not actually assigned to the job, they're just in the guild. Got a good big beard. So Kyra Asylum, you're making a large serrated green glass disc currently, but you are a metalworker, weaponsmith by trade. Personality-wise, only rarely tries to assert himself in conversation. Very rarely develops negative feelings. Turns feelings towards things, and he tends to avoid any physical confrontations. He tends to square this natural tendency with his respective martial prowess, and he tends to ask others for help with difficult decisions. He has a tendency towards forming deep and emotional bonds with others. Is it possible to wipe out all beastmen in the caverns if you kill enough of them? Theoretically, every population in Dwarf Fortress is finite. Just certain populations are very large. And I'm not entirely sure how the beastmen work now and how fast they breed and whatnot and what their population values are. He needs alcohol to get through the working day, and he doesn't really care about anything anymore. He personally believes that peace is preferable to war, values a harmonious existence, and sees competition as wasteful and silly. Sees competition as reasonably important and doesn't particularly value loyalty. Dreams of creating a great work of art in this dream was realized. He likes nickel, silver, and pink tourmaline and pigtail paper and the color dark brown. Coffins and dogs for their loyalty, and the mountain goats for their beards. I guess mountain goats have beards. And the sound of the luxury of berries, and when possible, prefers to consume apricot wine and rock nut oil. And you can't stand purring magnets. Are you saying you just like to eat, like... I know it probably means, like, rock nut oil as an ingredient in things, but to me, I read that as just, like, chugs rock nut oil. You're a member of the Weaponsmiths Guild, you're a member of the Metalsmiths Guild, you're a former member of the Farmers Guild, and you're obviously a member of our government. You're 98 years old. You've had 4 lovers and 3 pets. None of your lovers are in the fort, and you worship a billion deities. Yeah, neither of your lovers are in the fort, and you have some kids. And it looks like Nosti's your younger brother, younger half-sibling. You have some nieces and a nephew in the fort. I don't know if that's 4 lovers concurrently or 4 past lovers. I'm actually not sure how that UI works. You like mountain goats for their music? Yeah. All right, so now I need to read the Discord word story, which we'll read while this is doing a thing. Let me read that. We can get back to gaming. So we can enjoy your gaming. Gerald would like some long and short knife blades to slice mice into exactly 15 pieces tall. Included. Yum. Musketeers, ponies eat French fries, frogs, and spicy nuggets. What? Cold frogs and spicy nuggets. There we go. Coffee cup kittens cause they dignity because Stop Santa walked and Rudolph burned down. Growlcore, thanks for the raid. My Chat room, go click on that Growlcore button and go follow Growlcore. I know Growlcore's been playing some Dwarf Fort. How was the stream today? What were you up to today? Cheers and thank you. And happy holidays, of course. Also, for people who keep asking, the reason I put little doors on tombs now is just a force of habit of this version of the game so that I can click the multi-tomb button and do this. That's all it is. It's the only reason I'm doing it that way. Your turn. You didn't redeem a dwarf, so you're not getting a dwarf. TSCH 3N. You have to get the redemption for a dwarf. And just simply saying, when are you going to name my dwarf? That's not how this works in this channel. That's fine, it's out of stock. But you have to get the redemption before you get a dwarf named. So it's not necessarily your turn. Someone else might get it. If you get it, then absolutely it's your turn. But you get it. Best of luck. It's basically a lottery at this point. And even then, sometimes I forget to name the dwarf for like 20 minutes. I'm very good at this. Can you rotate sprites? No. There's no real reason to. This is Dwarf Fort. Although it's probably only a matter of time until a mod comes out that lets you rotate sprites. Merry Dwarfmas. Fat gnome boss. It's long death all over again. I mean, long death was first come, first serve. This is kind of also first come, first serve. It's the 25th day of December. Yes, in fact, it is. How are you, Stone? All right, so let's go back up to the cavern layer where we were digging stuff out. Now that the pump is ready to go, let's activate this pump. Now the important question is, am I going to drown a dwarf? You bought yourself Dwarf Fortress for Christmas? That and some MTG cards? Spending money on good hobbies. I like it. Don't you fall into the water, dwarf. I know I could do this safer. What Cooler said, yes. Also, hi, Cooler. And happy early holidays to you. Making a garden. What's this pumping project? More farmland? Yes, more farmland. Also, it's now shallow enough that they won't drown even if they fall in there, so we can just pump a bit. Is the only way to improve stats? What stats? Some stats, yeah. Not all stats. I mean, like, strength can be improved by doing a lot of things, such as just having pumps around. Oh, the goose. Bye, goose. We've let that goose loose. But yeah, it depends on the stat that you're talking about. There are many stats in Dwarf Fortress, some that can only be improved by fighting, and some that can be improved by other means. Can you improve things like spatial sense and kinesthetic stance? Not without fighting, not without training in military. But like this dwarf right now is currently training a lot of strength. Right, you can now go do other things. But like also, another thing that trains strength is just, I know this might come as a shock to some of you, but like hauling items is actually a really good way to train strength. Let's not forget, there's still a forgotten beast in this cavern. Oh, shit. Speaking of. Is it, oh, no, that was just its initial spawn notice. All right, that'll be plenty of space for our garden. Can deconstruct that. Do I play without werebeasts? You're really sad how easy they are to get into your map and kill your entire pop. Once you get good at it, there's a lot of ways to avoid them almost entirely. I'm not playing without them, but I agree that they can be exceptionally frustrating. I mean, I lost my last 2 forts to them. I think they've gotten a pretty hefty buff in this. I will say, though, Dwarf Fortress is a single-player game. So if you feel that something will be improved by you not having a certain mechanic or something not existing in your world, demolish it, get rid of it, don't keep it. There's no shame in that. Like, if you don't want to play with werebeasts, just do not play with werebeasts. If you feel that it will improve your game, don't play with them. That's my take. It's just like, if there is a mechanic that exists in Dwarf Fortress that's easy to disable and you don't want it, get rid of it. I disabled them and then re-enabled them. I showed somebody how to disable them. See? Werebeasts can attack. I showed somebody how to disable them once. Also, that's a Forgotten Beast, not a Werebeast. The Forgotten Beast, Ina Fivison has come. A giant feathered tarantula. Oh, God. It has large mandibles and it is emaciated. Its goldenrod feathers are long and sparse. Beware its poisonous bite. Well, that's pretty. And it's on a layer where it can kill me. Okay, let's kill it. It's just a spider, though. I'm not too scared. Go get it, boys. That's beautiful, though. Big spoder. All right, chat. How many dwarves do you think it eats on the way to my fort? What is that? That is a Forgotten Beast. It is a clumsy 409-year-old critter that dislikes obligations and will try to avoid being bound by them. And it tends to make a small mess with its own possessions. Really now? You don't say. It likes to brawl. Okay. And it doesn't focus on material goods. I mean, I don't think it can. It sometimes acts with little determination and confidence and doesn't go out of its way to help others. Yeah, that makes sense. It has a calm demeanor. You guys think it's going to kill all 196 of us? I don't even think you guys are going to see the fight. It's going to be over so fast. Here comes the military. Who gets into the fight first? The axe dwarf hacks the Forgotten Beast in the right third foot with his chopper axe, chipping the chitin. A ligament has been torn. The axe dwarf then hacks the Forgotten Beast in the upper right foot with her battle axe, chipping the chitin. And so far, so good. Swords dwarf attacks the... oh, wait, no, it's an agitated raven. All right, so only this dwarf has actually hit it so far. He's terrified while in conflict. Terrified, satisfied after teaching dodging. The battle rages. I must press on. We fight with it some more, and I think it's dead, chat. Oh, nope, it's still alive. But we did loose a limb off of it. I like that emote, Rev. That's a... Shout-outs to Salbury. That's a good emote. All right, so... Okay, that's old. It's these two. Bow Dwarf. Metalhead Fusion, thanks for the 3 gift subs. Chat, can I get a round of beers from Metalhead? Maybe a holiday hype train or something. Who knows? The Bow Dwarf strikes the agitated raven in the upper left leg with his shield, bruising the muscle. The force twists the left hip, tearing apart the muscle and bruising the bone. The Hammer Dwarf then stabs the Forgotten Beast in the right third foot with his iron spear. Why is the Hammer Dwarf using... I guess, okay. A ligament has been torn, and then the Bow Dwarf says, I cannot just stand by. This might require an answer. Also, we appear to have cut off one of its feet. And it's dead. So, the reality is, spiders are hydraulic. That's not even a meme. That's just true. Spiders are hydraulic. And because spiders are hydraulic, when they are gigantuan critters, they're very weak, especially in Dwarf Fortress. So having a gigantic hydraulic spider run onto the map, all you need to do is poke it full of a bunch of holes and just... Oh, was that the raven that I was reading? Are we also fighting with ravens? Anyway, the Hammer Dwarf bashes the Forgotten Beast in the sepia thorax with his hammer, tearing the fat and bruising the muscle and bruising the brain. Schmacked it in the head. But yeah, they always weak as hell. Let's see if we can just get it butchered. Yanako, thank you very much, and happy holidays back at you. Okay, we got 3 depressed dwarves now. Are they all in my military? All right. What squad is run by Wikta? Oh shit, we don't even have a leader on this one right now. I think I just need to let all 3 of my squads just go do no orders for a little bit, or all 4 rather. What's the extra labor thing I've created? Just weaponsmithing. That's why I keep getting so many weaponsmithing strange moods. Actually, I think it's weaponsmithing and armoring. It's basically just like those ones. Wait, what was the question, Justine? A sec. What could be the reason that the parlay failed and the goblins attacked you? I have artifacts and so I'll be honest, I haven't messed with that mechanic yet. Every single time I've asked chat, I'm like, hey, should I do a parlay? Chat's like, no parlay, parlay for coward, blah, 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 blah. Which, you know, honestly, fair. I completely respect that feeling and that need. So because of this, I haven't parlayed yet. Chat's a bunch of bloodthirsty bastards. So, I haven't had the opportunity to try it yet. All right, fine. Well, they're refusing to butcher it here, so we'll just let them destroy that. Maybe they'll butcher it elsewhere. If not, then they don't. That's fine. Chad is dedicated to the crown. Chad just likes violence, okay? I should have worn my Gods of Violence shirt a second day in a row. Because, like, I've been wearing metal. I've been going through a metal shirts because I'm at that point in my laundry where it's just like, all right, so today's Ginger. Yesterday was Gods of Violence by Creator. Maybe tomorrow will be Slipknot. But tomorrow I won't be streaming. Tomorrow I'm taking a day off. Tomorrow I'm going to be actually editing videos for YouTube all day. So those of you who like the YouTube stuff can rejoice because tomorrow I will be putting stuff out on YouTube because I haven't recorded anything on YouTube for the past 2 days because I've been spending time with family. Weird, right? They need to make this refuse pile bigger. Let's just add refuse into this one. Cheers, Bam Bam. But your pop. Okay, so you're already fucked with that fortress. You have to make a new fortress with that setting off, quite literally. But the other thing is, like, I don't know if Werebeast attacks off actually counts for visitors that just happen to be Werebeasts, which are the much more dangerous ones. How are we doing on Cave Spider Silk? No. Although I've actually not done that much combat stuff in adventure mode. When I play adventure mode, it's normally to transport ship from one fort to another, or to go get old dwarves from other factions that I like and convince them to go to a new fort. I don't generally do, I never really did combat stuff in adventure mode. I was checking cloth, that's what I was checking. But it's so fun. I always found, honestly, being completely honest with you, never found the combat in adventure mode to be particularly fun. It was always just, like that, I think everybody has one screen in Old Dwarf Fortress. Everybody who played Old Dwarf Fortress had 1 or 2 screens that are like, fuck that, that's too much work. And for a lot of people, it was the military screen. For me, it was minecarts. Even though I knew how they work, I just ignored them because they were just too much work, air quotes for me. And the combat stuff in adventure mode. It was those 2 screens that I was just like, I don't want to deal with this shit. And it's just, that was kind of the line that I drew. That was where I stopped. I mean, it's cool combat. It was just too slow. But you also have to remember that I'm a streamer. I play video games for other people's entertainment. So if something takes 5 minutes for me to line up the right shot and decide what limb to hit, that's not exactly engaging gameplay. I have to keep an audience entertained. So large portion of the reasoning was because I have to keep an audience of people engaged. And when I had a hard time convincing people to watch Dwarf Fortress anyways. If I was also then streaming adventure mode, it was the difference between I have 50 to 80 viewers on Fortress mode that I can kind of make money off of and survive versus 25. And unfortunately, that's too big of a number disparity. Like, as an example, if I go stream something that would normally be what I would describe as a wasted day on my channel now, instead of having, 800 viewers probably, we'd probably have like 200, which is still fine. I can do fine and have a fine day on 200 viewers. In fact, I might even turn automated ads off. But like, you know what I mean? Where you hit your limb repeatedly for 5 minutes straight. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So you could just hold direction keys. Yeah, but that's not fun. Then I would rather just go play Angband, right? But no, at the end of the day, whenever I wanted to play adventure mode, it very quickly turned into, I would rather just play Caves of Cud because it's more engaging for the audience. That was my problem. It was I never figured out how to make it an engaging thing for people to watch, so I just never played a ton of it. As much as it was interesting. To me, anyway. So, I don't know if that's a legitimate excuse for you guys. You know what's something I genuinely don't like about this version? Is the fact that, like, shops don't block certain angles. I don't know why, but that bothers me. I really wish that wasn't the case. I hope that they put the angles, like, required spaces back in, because I liked that. Okay, so that's to Sethal. So it's the one below that one. Yeah, but it made organizing your rooms a puzzle. You don't need to be able to rotate stuff. But that's something I want to ask Tarn about next time he joins me on stream. Which, by the way, I have confirmation that that's happening again. Sometime late January, early February, Tarn and maybe Zach Adams will be joining me. Oops, I just made that the wrong type of thing. We're going to have the Odd Realm developer on. Those should be fun. I'm just giving them, like, a nice break time period in between. Just demolish this real quick. Is there a way to delete this from within this zone?
Whoa, dude, fuck yeah,
Now, temple. This guy. 86 worshippers. God, some of these gods are, like, weirdly popular. It's just so many of them. And this is largely part of the reason why some of these dwarves are getting upset, is because I just don't have enough temples. I do like that they require specific temples, though. Dwelfs? Well, I mean, that's an old question, and literally never. They've basically been pretty clear for the last decade that they have no interest in adding crossbreeding, even though, like, as a fantastical thing, they think it's interesting, but they said that it would be a pain in the ass, basically, to, like, import with their genetic system, so I would say probably never. Nothing can destroy natural walls and/or the insane. Yeah, it's been a month, Anonymous. I haven't had to yell at chat because chat's dead once since, like, November, which is crazy. Hey, something else interesting. An Etten named Loma has come, a giant humanoid monster with 2 heads. You don't, I mean, yeah, and Stellaris isn't, like, generating individual personalities and cultures based on the fact. So here's the thing. I'd be totally down with interfaction marriage. But no, I think crossbreeding would be weird. But just from a programming sense, like, I know how the genetic system works in this game, and I know how the personalities work in this game, and I feel like that would be a pain for them to build. Can you befriend Ettins? Not outside of Legends. All right, so a giant humanoid monster with 2 heads. He is crazed for blood and flesh, or something or another. Oh, I've got... Unib is back. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Before I go kill the set, and I've got to memorialize a dwarf. Is it not Nunib? Where the hell is this ghost? Oh, it's Udib. Okay, of course. Still don't see any ghosts. What's your last name? How come I can't find this stupid dwarf? The fuck? What do ghosts do? They terrify your dwarves and stress them the fuck out. They can possess your dwarves, they can attack your dwarves, they can steal items. Just type in bumwreck. You find them that way. But for some reason, some of them just don't show up in here, which is super strange. Realistically, you're fine with no crossbeating. You do think you want most things. Yeah, no, I just want the like conversion of other critters to be better. I agree with that. I don't know. What the fuck? Did we already make a slab for it, maybe? No? Whatever. I'll worry about it after I've killed the set. One thing at a time. I could also just cage trap it, which it might actually end up getting cage trapped before we kill it. So did you bring any items? Ooh, you did. This is an iron mace. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with oval pink cut jades and studded with bronze. Decorated with cave crocodile bone and encircled with bands of birch. Cool. And a copper spear. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with spikes of conglomerate and mountain goat bone. That's a crappy one. All right, well, any of my dwarves could probably 1v1 this thing, but let's send them out. Hold on, gotta delay ads for 5 minutes. There we go. Coming in. All right. As this is your show, the battle rages, I must press on, she says. She charges in, and the fighting begins. The wrestler Az jumps in, wielding a glorious, what is this? Copper spear? Why are you using a copper spear? I mean, if... Oh, I see. You also... Wait, hold on. Hold on. Did you just steal his copper spear? I think this dwarf just stole his copper spear and swapped to it. Or is it stuck? Is it stuck in her foot? What? I'm just trying to figure out why this dwarf has a copper spear. Oh, duh. Yes, stuck in left foot. Okay, so got... Ow? Did you just, like, fucking throw a spear at her? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Shots parried. The end stabs the wrestler in the foot. Oh, there we go. Tearing the muscle. Stabs him. It's firmly lodged in the wound. Okay. That's a bad sign for that wrestler. And then the mace gets dropped out on the ground. How's your foot doing there, Dwarf? Hope the medics are a little better about their jobs this time. Afraid? Why is she using normal boots? Because she really likes Peanut Butter Gamer. The Hammer Lord scratches the Etten in the nose and her right head, tearing the cartilage because they were off duty and they only just grabbed whatever was lying around, I think. And the Force bends right head. I might also need to update that squad's armor.
Over here, he has a sword.
Actually, spears. Well, that one does have a sword. You're not wrong. The Hammer Lord bashes the Etten in the right lower arm with his whatever that is, bruising the fat. Oh, that's good. How's the Etten doing? Seems to be pretty bad now. Looks sick. Bashes the Etten in the right foot with her silver warhammer, chipping the bone. And the Force twists the right ankle. And the Hammer Lord kicks the Etten in the lower body with her with his right foot, bruising the muscle and bruising the guts. The wrestler then bites the Etten in the lower body, bruising the skin and tearing the fat. That can't be a big bite, but hey. The Hammer Lord then bashes the Etten. Yeah, I think we're winning this. They just surround it, and that's a lot of blood. They got it though. New DF player here. Hello. I'm so far having a pretty good Christmas. Spent yesterday with family and spending this morning with the internet family and then going back to like Earth family afterwards. Now, is somebody coming to rescue the dead or recover the dead? Or is this orderly's job still just like straight up not work? You know, chat, I think I might actually do this. I might actually just do this. We're going to, nobody does this. Let's say only selected does this. We're gonna make another custom detail and we are just gonna do like a recovering wounded job and we're just gonna call it recover wounded. And it's gonna just be everybody does this. Rewound. Wand. Bring to the fucking hospital. Can you reuse enemy combat gear? Yep. Deliver to Haas. Transported by David Hasselhoff. Attend meeting? That's not what I need. I didn't turn on the thingy, did I? Nope. Wee woo. Oh, true. Actually, wee woo is a good one. I like that. Let's call it wee woo. Medic! Let's do that. There we go. Recover wounded. See, it's actually working now. I'm gonna craft him gear and give it to him. Dwarves can make troll-sized gears. I don't think anybody can make Etten-sized gear. Get to the chopper. Well, I mean chopper, right? But yeah. No, that would just be the Axe Dwarf squad. Get to the chopper. All right, so let's go back down to the cavern lair, right here. Get all this stuff planted. Well, on the bright side, we do have a lot of drink now. Let's do pigtails, plump helmets. Actually, you know what? We don't really need the pigtails. Let's do sweet pods. Plump helmets, sweet pods. Cool. We did get that wall placed. Oh shit, they are actually butchering that that spider beast. They are in fact butchering that spider beast. That's good. Might actually set pigtails to brew just for more alcohol variety. Dwarven rum. Damn right. Stone. Damn right. But yeah, no, chat, I haven't said thank you enough today, so I just gotta say thank you, everybody, for tuning in, you know? It's freaking December 25th, whether you celebrate or not, so regardless of if it's just I think it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday, right? Regardless of if it's just a normal Sunday or if, you know, you're here on a holiday, thanks to everybody who's tuning in, you know? Consistently over the last week, as like excitement for Dwarf Fortress has died down, whenever this channel is live, we are more than half of the Dwarf Fortress directory most days, which is absurd. And, you know, there's of course a lot of people screaming, you know, like, oh, you know, you earned it and whatnot. But, and while on one hand, sure, I definitely will agree with you, but that's a very like self-centered thing to say. So all I have to say is just thank you for, you know, continuing to watch the streams and for showing up, for hanging out, because it's very kind of you. All right, so this is going to be a miners guild that I started, and then we got attacked by a few things, and I started gardening and doing other things, so let's go back and finish this. Give you alcoholic eggnog? Hell yeah. There you go. 12 workers in the miners guild. The Rocks of Amethyst. Your 5x5 guilds are generous? Look at the size of the map. We got lots of space. It only takes a few seconds to dig out bigger guild halls, and then you don't need to put as much in them. So to me, like, it doesn't matter if they're generous or not. This is just easier. It's faster to dig out more space, and making a bigger room just gives the room more value naturally, so. It's a 4x4. No, actually, I think this one might be 5x5. I know I made it one bigger. 4x4 is the default, so yeah, then it would be 5x5. Step Nog. Don't step on Nog. Please, no step on Nog. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's one of my longer term projects that I really want to do is I want to, after the holidays are over and we're into the new year, is I want to see if I can get Dabu and Simon at the very least to pop in and talk about the music of Dwarf Fort and make a little edited interview on it. Hey! Vile Force of Darkness. A Vile Force of... Can I please use shotguns this time? Please? Please? I really want to use my shotguns. It might still be too small to use shotguns. I mean, it's not bad, but... No, this is not the 100 plus goblin. Although this was probably already walking up here. I mean, these are still just snatcher groups, right? They're just here to steal kids. But, like, they're all just going to get caught in my cages. Confused by what? Bastet? I mean, as somebody who's played Half-Life, the shotgun in Half-Life wasn't that good. Like, they're all just gonna get caught in the cage traps, and it's just gonna end the siege. Cage traps too OP. What are they chasing? Spooky, what kind of dwarf do you want? We'll get you named after this siege. You know what? Let's actually let's cancel these kill orders. And station them all down here. Let's see if I can fire off one of these shotguns. Although it might be too late. Okay, well now they're just gonna go dump all their weapons and turn around. Hey, vey. Never change, Dwarf Fortress military. One of my weaponsmiths was killed. No, they're all in the burrow, or they should be. There we go. Now they are. Good call. Are you not in the burrow? We're off to tame a honey badger. What an odd thing to do. I mean, seems like a really good way to die. What are you off to go do? Pick up equipment. Well, there goes missed him. One must give 0 fucks like honey badger to tame one. This is true. Should probably actually put those honey badgers into my fort. You're gonna go die too, I guess. No, maybe not. I mean, yeah, okay, the siege is over now, so it doesn't matter anyway. Again, can't even use my... Can't use my shotguns. Because they just leave again. You have cages, but no luck? Or do you have cage traps? You need cage traps. And then after that, it's literally just luck. Thank you, Theric Games. That means a lot. I try and keep my streams like a balance between I'm knowledgeable and good at this video game and also let's just let shit break for the entertainment factor of it. Because I like it when stuff breaks and falls apart because that's fun. So I try and make it a nice balance without going too far in one direction. Because nobody likes One Direction. Even One Direction doesn't like One Direction. There's going to be one person in chat's like, I like One Direction. And I'll be like, yeah, I know. It's okay. Although if somebody named Buddy pops up in chat and says, I like One Direction, I will just say, well played. Is this generation's Nickelback? No. That's Imagine Dragons. One Direction is like early Zoomers. In sync. You dare me to open a small NFS pocket? Already have though. This one up here in the corner. I got some lava and some diamonds out of it. And if I scroll up a little bit, there's this. You like Nickelback? It's okay. You're allowed to have bad taste in music. I have bad taste in music. I guess this is hard, eh? The Forgotten Beast, a Stithy has come. A towering quadruped composed of vomit. Okay. Where are you? Vomit monster. It's moving mighty fast for a pile of goop. This chat, this monster is what happens when XQC speaks. Oh, wow. Also, a caravan from the mountain homes have arrived to trade. Wouldn't it be hilarious if they butchered it? I'm just saying. Wouldn't it be hilarious if they butchered it? I also want to see what happens when they butcher it, so I'm just going to wait for a sec. I completely believe that. I mean, see, here's the thing. Nickelback is unoffensive butt rock for people that like generic, boring music. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that like generic, boring music. That's why, like, a lot of artists are very popular. Yes, but there's better butt rock out there. I would much rather listen to Hey Satan or something a little bit more intelligent like Viagra Boys, you know? But that's because I have taste and know how music works. If you don't have taste and don't know how music works, yeah, Nickelback's fine. It's fine. Same reason, like, you could play Call of Duty. But if you have taste and know how video games work, you'd much rather play, like, something else. Sports! Yes. Sports. You like EDM? I mean, that's fine. I like EDM in the right environment. I was wearing a creator shirt yesterday. Also, hey, Framer. Unfortunately, your dwarf died. I'm sorry. Are you butchering it? Okay, storing it in a stockpile. Imagine this dwarf carrying a giant beast composed of vomit. Oh, I'm so jealous. I've never gotten to see Sun. Every single time Sun has been here, they've been weirdly expensive and sell out weirdly quick. And it's always been like, oh shit, Sun's here. Oh, that's $200 for the tickets. And then like I think on it for a day and then they're sold out the next. I'm like, oh fuck. I saw Amon Amarth with my moderator Hobo in Vegas. That was good fun. Fucking masterclass in metal that. I like how the exciting music's still playing, but we already killed the beast. Do 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 do. You've rode with who once? Oh, Amon Amarth, I'm assuming now that I think about it. I was actually in like sprint kayaking at one point in my life, so when people say I rode with them, that means something a little different to me. Why are my stairs shaped like an X? Try it yourself. Your frames will improve. All right, let's go all the way down to the bottom. Oh no. Is it, was it stinky poisons? Left shoulder is mangled beyond recognition. Did somebody die in here? Yeah, okay. So it was rotting gas. Rotting gas is just making them rot, which isn't too bad as long as our surgeons get on it. Surgery, good, good, good. Removing rotten tissue, and as they remove rotten, they're basically just going to go in and excise all rotten flesh, essentially. It's a pretty rough surgery, but it's blissful remembering dining in a good dining room. Disgusted after retching on miasma. Not amputations, no. So basically what rotting things does, it basically gives them leprosy. So they're cutting off all of the infected skin. Also, Spooky, I definitely saw your dwarf flyby. I'm going to check your chat logs and see if you asked for a specific dwarf. Farmer, please. Yes, no, I was, like, in the middle of a billion things when you asked. So you want just a plain old farmer? Do you want beard or no beard, Spooky? Otherwise, if you don't respond in, like, the next 2 minutes, then I will just give you something random. But I kind of have to wait for a calmish spot. I can't drop everything and just give you a dwarf in some cases. Let's see, specific farmer. There's planters. There's lots of herbalists. Ah, there's a farmer. There's one farmer. Beard, please? Okay. The only listed farmer that I have doesn't have a beard. So would you prefer a planter, which is basically a farmer? Farmer is just the generic overall job. Planting is specifically planting. Because then I could give you like Zhang. Or herbalist, which is also a farmer. Okay, so you're not picky as long as you're within the farming domain. Gotcha. Let's go with Doran. There we go. Spooky's all named up. You're 59 years old. Relatively happy dwarf. You value nature and disdain skill. I hate skills. It's like somebody in an MMO. What do? I dance on this table. Why? I hate skills. I saw a dwarf recite the marble and of the marbles at the spices of fire, and I feel some delight. I like how marble is like a poem, I guess. Just marble. He is generally unhindered by the thoughts of others concerning his actions, and he's almost never feels discouraged. He does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, and he tends to make a small mess with his own possessions. He is quite comfortable with others that have a different appearance or culture, and he prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible. I'm putting these engravings all the way up and down because I'm not going to be cutting them down, and it makes him happy when they see engravings. He enjoys working on projects and doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges, and he occasionally overindulges, and he has a greedy streak, and he enjoys the company of others. He dreams of creating a great work of art and personally values nature and the pursuit of skill, finds the pursuit of skill mastery off-putting, and doesn't respect a society that is settled into harmony without debate and strife, and doesn't respect commerce. Dreams of creating a great work of art. What else do you believe in? Likes gypsum and nickel silver and moonstone and clear glass and llama wool and the color aqua. Helms and scepters and trolls for their terrifying features. Foxtail mud plants for their grain and the sight of the quintessence of bewilderment. And when possible, prefers to consume lynx and bumblebee mead. And bumblebee mead? You can... I don't... Chat, can you make mead out of bumblebee honey? I thought... Does that not exist in the game? Am I misreading this? No, that's one word. Bumblebee mead. But only honeybees make mead. You can get bumblebee honey? That's new then. So, like, no, because before you could only, like... Because I've done beekeeping a number of times, and I thought it only worked with honeybees. It exists, but I don't think you can make it. Okay, that's what I thought. Huh. I mean, in real life, they don't make honey. Mead's spiced with bumblebee, extra protein, and fluff. Absolutely hates cave spiders. Yeah, mood. You have a pet pig, by the way. You're a part of the occult faith and a member of the Humble Tombs, and obviously a member of the Farmers Guild. Anyway, Zasset says, I'm your liaison from the Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. You continue to impress. We're here to elevate this land of our realm. So I wonder, are they actually elevating me? Because I don't actually have a Baron anymore. My Baron got eaten by a vampire within within a year of getting the Baron. I don't think they're actually elevating me. I'm just going to ask for gold and platinum. Nice metals that I don't have. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, no, they don't. Only honeybees make honey. Bumblebees don't make honey. Yeah, no, they have that weird, they have nectar. Like, they pollinate and they do all that stuff. They need plants next year, okay. But, like, I was really perplexed when I saw that. I was like, what? All right, let's just jump to spears. I think we're just going to sell off some iron spears because they are good price. And we can sell that lead spear. And we can sell the copper spear, but I'm going to keep the silver spear. The copper spear is the one that we just got from that Etten. That dwarf will never have a good drink? Yeah, pretty much. Your fort just elected a vampire as mayor, and she is in prison for killing a dwarf. You want to see what I did to my vampire mayor? So the dwarves really insisted on having a vampire mayor, so we solved the problem by digging into this and channeled it into their cell. Now we have a new mayor. It's great. Everybody's much happier for it. The mayor's happier, the dwarves are happier, we don't get randomly eaten once every 400 days when we let the mayor out. I feel like if there was a Dwarf Fortress, like, horror film that came out, it would literally just be about, like, a vampire being elected mayor. In fact, the fact that there isn't a film about a vampire being elected as mayor yet, I'm a little disappointed by, I'm not gonna lie. Gotta deal with these upset dwarfs. What we do in the shadows. Yeah, kinda. Are you in trouble? So the chief medical, or the necromancer will only randomly resurrect and cause problems when they're terrified. So just make sure that no combat happens nearby the guy, and he'll just be a perfectly normal dwarf with slightly strange hobbies. The Queen of the Damned? I mean, I had that Necromancer Queen once. Also, Mayor. No, I'm not going to give you that. Captain of the Guard, you can have that fancy mace. Because I like to live life dangerous. I've never seen this movie or heard of this movie. You had a vampire queen before? Cool. I think that's like the canonically accurate queen. So I'm going to go into my stocks. You know that you've been playing a fort for a while when you click the stock screen and the game tries to crash first? This is classic Dwarf, where it's not responding. Give it a second. Oh, I'm about to throw all the cages in there because I'm too lazy to remove them from the cages. All right. Goblin, goblin. Goblin, goblin. Goblin. Goblin, goblin. 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 Goblin, goblin. 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 There's several different kinds of magic, and there's also procedurally generated magic, which won't be out for like another 5 years, probably. Depending on who you talk to, that might be an optimistic thing to say. They'll kill your FPS briefly. I don't call that killing FPS. I call that dramatic slowdown via fights. Some more migrants have arrived. Hold on a second. Did my own dwarven faction bring me dwarf hair crowns to trade? That's not very dwarfy. Yeah, no, they did just increase the programming team by 50%. I really want to speak with Putnam. I want to know how much Putnam's working on the game. Also, I just want to say, I love this biome. In the fall, look at all these flowers. Like the cactuses bloom, for fuck's sake. They get these little speckles all over them. And then the flowers. Yeah, true, that is 100% more programmer actions. We now have 200% the programming team. Oh, shit. Oh, never mind. Kia man leather. I read that as just Kia leather tunic. I was like, oh, shit, Kia leather tunic. They're my people, but no. By the way, chat, I had to explain to my friend Arch, who's been streaming a bit of this game. Arch plays stuff on Twitch. And we had to explain to him that kakapos are not almost completely endangered in Dwarf Fortress, and yes, it's okay to horribly murder them, because he was very distressed at the fact that one of his favorite creatures in real life was getting agitated and attacking him. No, not that, Arch. This Arch. Other people have the name Arch. So he was super sad. He was like, I don't want them to attack me. It's like, well, mod them out of your game then. Yeah, I've seen you in his chat. Not a pearl. Just need to, like, clarify that I'm talking about a lovely dude from Australia and not some neo-Nazi psychopath who likes Warhammer. On the bright side, them attacking him means he can catch them and make them not endangered. I'm pretty sure they're just not endangered in Dwarf Fort. Quite common, in fact. Very different people, yes. You had to butcher your puppies because they were butchering your frame rate? Geld the adult dogs and they won't have as many puppies. Arch is a sweetie. Also, wait, hold on a second. Why is there nobody training right now? Did they just, like, get attacked by... okay, they got attacked by something. Never mind. I was sitting here like, why isn't that training anymore? Right? Raphael, thank you very much for gifting that subscription. Cheers. The sad part is my friend Arch also does like Warhammer. So every now and again he talks about Warhammer and he just gets things said to him. It's a shame. Hell yeah, old Zvery. So he just got straight up just 5 depressed dwarves now. Once again, soldiers, you guys can all go to off-duty. But ready, so you guys can go just tend to your needs. As for these weaponsmiths, on the other hand, what are you upset about? Suffered a major injury. Okay, there's just too many dead bodies in this fort. I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to the dead bodies section. We're gonna dump everything. Immigrants younger than 30 years usually don't have skills. but have a long list of knowledge from different poems. Why is that? Well, think about it this way. When you're 12 years old, you don't have a lot of physical skills, but you probably know a lot of stories that your mom told you. Body parts. Dump. We're going to remove a bunch of corpses, and then we're going to be locked in the celebration rooms for a bit. Okay, dwarfs? Is this valuable enough? Seems like it. Also not quite like it. Just Buzz, thank you very much for the subscription. How many dwarves have bedrooms? Most of them. That's good. Oh no, not the military. They're still just sitting there melting. Going to assign 2 more doctors to this zone. I don't even care if they are bad at it. And another surgeon. I just moved somebody from one job to another. Yeah, I did, but that's fine. Lives in a pleasant room. This pleases your brain. That's good. Artifact bed made out of his favorite wood. That's oddly lucky. Okay, what was the last god that we named, that we designated a temple to? Sethal. So this one down here. New temple. 86 worshippers for Roxfords. A god of water and fish. I will never fully understand why the god of water and fish is so popular in this fort. Considering, like, we're in a desert where there's, like, nowhere you can fish. I just think it's kind of funny that the god of water and fish is so popular. So the yellow letters ones are formed religions, not temples. Petty, thanks for the 8th month. It's good to have you around still. The yellow ones are formed religions, which form during legends, and the blue ones are just gods. So you can dedicate a temple to a specific god, or you can have a specific religion. And there can be multiple religions for each god, if that makes sense. You want what you can't have? I suppose, yeah. Yeah, like real life. Mm-hmm. It's real fun when you have 2 different religions that worship the same god that just have, like, 1 word different in their name. It's like in one of my recent forts, we had 2 religions that both basically were called the exact same thing, but the only actual difference was one was the Jade Creed, and then the other one was the Fellowship of Jade. So we had a bunch of references to Catholics and Protestants in there. Let me just make sure I'm not cooking my drinks. Yes. We actually have a pretty decent variety of drinks, too. We got bayberry wine, dwarven ale, dwarven rum, dwarven rind, perry. I don't even know what perry is. Persimmon wine, plum wine, and potato wine. Also, sorry it took me so long to respond to that cooler. I don't know if it's possible in Fortress mode currently. All of the religion stuff came in Villains Part 1. Same with guilds and all that. And same with large parts of the justice and crime system. And the plot system where things can steal your artifacts and plot to steal your artifacts. That whole system is supposed to be much more fleshed out. You can read about legitimate religious persecution in Legends mode. So if you go into your world's Legends and read about it, you can often find religions that were persecuted or abused or expelled due to their belief in the I don't know, the sect of meandering or something. So you definitely see that happening in Legends mode, and I know it's planned. But in Fortress mode, I don't think any of that stuff's currently implemented. Aside from, I've seen, like, sometimes you can see dwarves getting into arguments, and they can sometimes get into arguments over specific things, and I've seen them get into arguments over disagreements on religious factions, which is interesting. So I've seen it cause arguments in my tavern, but that's about the most I've seen. This is also true, Stone. This is also true. We refuse to build them as nice a temple. Which, you know, serious religious persecution. Ugeth, the plague of frost, the god of death, blight, disease, deformity, lies, treachery, trickery. What a nice god. Anybody who worships in this temple is sus, chat. And deny any but one religion? You absolutely can do that. But I will say this, you'll annoy everybody in other religions. But if you're okay with doing that, absolutely you can. Can you follow the sect of meandering? I don't know, I made that one up, but the sect of sweating seemed like pretty muscle heavy. Pretty much. Proact. Pretty much. Also, I don't know how Squibbly Cooler's feeling today, but we may get more emotes today. Speaking of emotes, because I'm curious now, and I've been curious, and we basically have until the 6th of January to go full stupid. Yeah, and more than 100 sub points for another emote. Because we're currently at 2,671 sub points. We need 2,800 for another emote. That's far away. All right, let's get another meeting zone. For yet another god. Okay, now we're getting into the very non-popular gods. Like one worshiper and such. Lustful pulps. Lustful pulps. Ew. All right, so let's go. I think this will probably be the last one. Yellow is formed religions. Blue is gods. Let's make 200 silk hoods. Every dwarf gets a new hood. Because currently nobody has hoods. Alright, where the fuck my surgeons at? Like, actually. Everybody in the doctoring zone, you don't do anything else. You just doctor. We'll do that. Do you have any idea what the content stuff Tarn will focus on after all the functionings of this game is transposed to Steam? Updating Adventure Mode and Villains Part 2. which is basically making adventure mode good. And also Villains Part 2. It's literally updating adventure mode and Villains Part 2 is the next priority after this. Because once adventure mode and... Okay, now I guess that's what you need to do, really. You need to remove all other jobs from doctors, because doctoring, they just don't prioritize it anymore. They used to prioritize it. It used to be the top prioritized... Anyways, I'm going to stop venting that old mechanic. It seems to just be like adventure mode UI rework, redoing all of the UI for adventure mode, and Villains Part 2. So fleshing out the justice system, fleshing out the coups and routing and stuff that you see in the rumors that don't actually happen in Fortress mode right now, making that into a mechanic. I mean, it would be really cool if, like, let's just say the humans plotted a coup in your fortress, and then suddenly your fortress is under human rule, even though you're a bunch of dwarves, right? Because that's what that would be. A human shows up, kills your mayor, and takes over and such. That would be rad. And I really hope that ends up going that way. What do you do with unbutchered skeleton? Crush them with the drawbridge. Throw them in a hole. Hide them. I throw them in lava, personally. But also, Mike Zero, back at you, friend. So yeah, that's what the next plan is for after this version is done, is adventure mode, upgrading all the UI for adventure mode, and getting graphics for all the UI for adventure mode, and a lot of skeletons aren't butcherable, the X-Pong, so don't tell people to carve things if, like, it's not a mechanic. So yeah, that's the plan for after all of this patching cycle is done for this. And then after adventure mode, I think it's map rewrite and sieges. Map rewrite will, on the surface of it, doesn't sound that interesting, but I'm not a programmer, so I'm just regurgitating information. But the map the way the game works right now is when you spawn into a map, everything that's in your game, all of these layers are all followed by your computer from the start. So everything in every cavern layer on the surface, all the way up to the top, all the way down to the bottom, everything is constantly being followed, and the game knows exactly where everything is at all times. And it's always constantly sitting in memory. What the map rewrite's supposed to do is it's supposed to change the way the game works so that they can phase things in and phase things out of memory based on what the camera is looking at, while still also having them there in the game, remembering them, so that you have the exact same effect with less pressure being put on the computer, allowing the maps to be much, 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 much bigger. With the ideal goal of, instead of, like, being locked to a map this size, being locked to a map this size. So instead of just having that tiny square, I could just pan the camera over to another part of the world. That seems to be what the goal of the map rewrite is. Will it actually come out like that? I don't know. But it would make the game much more Minecrafty. So map rewrite. And that, every time Tarn talks about it, he's like, yeah, that'll take about a year, the map rewrite. So what I would expect is the next 3 to 6 months is just going to be the occasional patch for this version of the game to slowly tweak things, tweak the UI, make things a little nicer, and add things as people ask for them and fix bugs. And then maybe 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, we'll get the adventure mode update. And then I would guess, although I don't know how much Putnam is going to speed this up, and then I would guess a year after that, we'll probably either get part of Sieges or part of the map rewrite. Yes. I mean, here's this thing, right? In regards to you being confused about a total redesign of how the map works, yes. Because that's Dwarf Fortress, and they do that every, like, 10 years or so. There's a big patch that just complete... You need to remember, Dwarf Fortress was originally a 2D game. It was originally... You couldn't go up and down, originally. Such is the way of Dwarfwood. On fixing military? The military isn't broken. To get your archers to equip bolts, 1, they can only equip one type of bolt at a time. Okay? Step 1. Step 2, they can't take bolts out of bins. So, make sure you only have one type of unforbidden bolt in your fort that you want them to use, and put them into stockpiles without bins. then make sure that they're easily accessible and they have quivers on and they have crossbows. It's fucky as hell. It works. It's not broken. It's just that players like myself who've been playing this game for so long just understand this, that we don't complain. And then all of these new players are piling in going, it's broken. It's like, well, it is, but it isn't. Why is there a human merchant here? All right, human merchant. I'm going to put you out of your misery. Just, if I go to war with you, that's fine. Get out of my stairwell. Oh no, did I just start a... Oh no, never mind, that's soldiers dying. God dang it, I swear to God, this... What do you actually need? Well, I mean, you're removing rotten tissue from these people still. What do you need? Okay, let's just do this. I thought that I had wooden splints, but maybe I don't. What's a totem? It's a stick with a skull on it. Basically, Edenville's got the right idea. You have one in your fort? Yeah, well, it's some random dude's skull, basically. All right, what was I working on? Like 12 different things. This seems to be helping. You need beds in hospitals for them to work properly. You need beds, tables, chests, and traction benches was the thing I was forgetting the name of for a split second there because my brain decided to shut off when you asked that question. There's sand here. Oh. Fine. Done. But if you want them to work optimally, yes, you do, in fact, need beds in your hospitals. How you doing Sunday? How's your holiday? Hope you got the day off today. Just slept in. Well, obviously not off today, as I'm here right now. I mean, I will be leaving in about, look at the clock. We'll be swapping games in about 15 minutes here. We're going to play a game that's an annual tradition for me. We're actually going to play through Portal 1, which is a annual tradition on this stream. I'm visiting family later, so it'll be fun. You're just, like, notorious for, like, never not working, so I have to be like, you better be taking today off, man. Just a casual playthrough of Portal. We ain't going to do 100% or anything. Still working on glass? Still working on glass. I think I should make some more glass forges, actually. Let's make 2 more. There's a starving guinea pig right there. Now you're addicted? My favorite recent comment about this game was, I haven't been this addicted to a game since Factorio, which is a really good sign. Yeah, it's definitely not a game for everybody, Oshin. But it's a game that if it clicks for you, good luck getting out. Like, just good luck. Just good luck. You have way too many hours played and you've never played a game like this? Okay, why are they not... I'm just going off what? Yes, it did. My dad is texting me. Hold on. Played 260 hours and now you can't stop. You haven't even seen sunlight. Well, the sun doesn't come up at this time of year, so it's fine. You recently lost it for 2 weeks straight. Wow. My dad's asking me what kind of alcohol I want for at Christmas dinner. I was like, so I'm just responding. Dwarven ale. It's like plump helmet wine. All right. Fish cleaner that was found dead. Yeah, I'm starting to think that, like, I just don't understand how hospitals work now. Like, it's... Like, we're short on buckets, sure. Let's just increase the amount of everything in here. I had soap, but I guess they just used it all. Let's just give them a large amount of cloth, because I know I have a large amount of cloth. Hospitals are a place for dwarves to go before they go to your tombs. It certainly seems that way. I don't like that, but, like, it certainly seems that way. Okay, I need an empty bucket. Let's just make, like... Actually, what bars do I have? Dwarves using soap? They used it. I had soap. But I deleted my soap maker shop when we moved underground. You know, honestly, I miss them using their babies as shields. Babies as shields is one of my favorite Dwarf Fortress features. Okay, let's just do copper buckets. Or lead buckets? Copper buckets, I think. Lead buckets be too heavy. All right, so we have another ghost. Well, fortunately, it's alphabetical, so you're easy to find. We also have Udib. Let's see if I can find Udib under alphabetical. I've certainly got this strange problem where some dwarves just don't show up on this list. Like, there's one Udib on this list, and it's this person. But they don't have a ghost. Is it that person? Yeah, it is. But why are they listed as not having a ghost, even though there's clearly a ghost here? The fuck? I don't understand. That's fine. We'll get them dealt with. Just wanted to send a quick thank you for you played Dwarf Fortress in 2006, 2008 when you had a 24-hour duty in the army. Oh, damn right. You got back in your vids and tutorials have been super helpful in bringing you back up to speed. Cheers, man. I mean, a lot of it is just like, once you kind of know, you just kind of know, right? Not a ghost, an angel? An angel is a thing in Dwarf Fortress, and they are definitely more dangerous than ghosts. All right, well, let's just let some mud into here. We're gonna dig up to this. DF has angels? Spoiler alert. TLDR, yes. But yes, Dwarf Fortress does in fact have angels. Are they biblically accurate angels? Well, Dwarf Fortress also has demons that are not biblically accurate, so, I mean, take that with what you will. Shit, I have a strange mood. When did that start? Certainly didn't hear the sound. Wants bones? Probably just bones. Slaughter a couple animals. No, we're gonna slaughter some honey badgers that we trained. Dwarf got redeemed? Oh shit, sorry Claiborne. What kind of dwarf do you want? Super duper missed that one. I'll be. With more than 200. So the population cap by default, which you can edit, is 200. That's the soft cap, and then the hard cap is 220, which means that you can get more if your dwarves have kids, basically. So that's the soft cap and the hard cap, but you can just set it to whatever you want. But keep in mind the number of dwarves and the number of entities you have on your map directly will impact your frame rate. So if you want to play Dwarf Fortress in slideshow, or as I like to say, PowerPoint presentation mode, you can make that number as high as you want, theoretically. So we're basically at like the default maximum pop for decent frame rate. Bearded soldier, sure. Give you a militia captain. And we're about to get hit by an ad, so I'll just read the description of this dwarf. Wayburn. Or born. 105 years old. You have a spouse named Alvlist Judgeflesh. 2 dwarves have been put to rest. That's good. Follow you as you run around. You're a militia captain. Currently, you appear to be harvesting plants. And now I can't do anything because we're in a loading screen anyway. Everybody loses. 2,000 dwarves may launch your PC into space. Worse, they might start crawling out of your PC and attack you. Oh, like that? Well, see, the short answer is no. If they're biblically accurate angels. I mean, obviously they're not, because Dwarf Fortress isn't based on biblical lore, right? So, no, they're not biblically accurate angels. So, for those of you who don't care about spoilers, I will spoil what angels are now, because we're in an ad anyway. Angels in Dwarf Fortress are randomly generated creatures like the demons, but with a more holy bent, and they have their own randomly generated language, and they only spawn in very specific places in the map that can only be found in adventure mode. All right, so now I can read the description of this dwarf. Yeah, I know you can find them in Fortress mode now, but the places that they spawn are, like the places that they originate, you can only find in adventure mode. Apologies for my unclear wording. Why the 5-star stair design? Because it's better for frame rate. A force that is vile and dark has arrived. Hallelujah. Bless the goblins. Maybe this one will actually be big enough that we'll have to hide inside. Grumbles. Sorry, Clayburn, I keep on not being able to read your dwarf's name. Or personality and such. Alright, well maybe they'll actually get in this time. Where'd they go? Oh, they're there. And you construct stairs from one level up to another level that already has downstairs. Start by constructing it on the stairs. So click on the stairs first and then construct it. Will they actually attack me, or are they just gonna, like, poke and run away? How many did they even send? All I see is 2. God, these are such small sieges, man. Why are they, like, intentionally walking onto my cage traps? All right. I don't get it, man. Walk around them like you used to. Oh, yeah, you killed a weaver. Oh, no, that's so sad. Anyway, well, I'm miffed beyond all reason. I just want to get attacked. I might actually destroy my cage traps. They're there for the agitated birds, not for the sieges. I didn't intend to take out entire sieges with a couple of cage traps. Honestly. That was not my intention. They just want to join my fortress? No, they want my babies, actually. Did I put up a birds only sign? No, I put up a morons only sign. Too bad they can read. I did. Set the difficulty to hard. I might actually just, like, change the settings in game so that it sends bigger sieges. Which is funny, because, like, I'm not a difficulty guy. I don't think difficulty improves games most of the time, but... Yeah, I've also been having some mega problems with the hospital zone, as you can see, based on all the corpses in here. I'm trying to debug what's wrong with my hospital right now. Currently, it just seems like the dwarves that are in my hospital are... The dwarves that work in the hospital are just a bunch of idiots. Really. I honestly, if I knew, I would tell you. Currently, it just kind of seems very strange. The way the hospitals work. I've tried like 4 different iterations and different options. Yeah, no, I've done that. I've done that on like 8 different, it's like, don't even worry about it, basically. Like, I've tried all of these things. All of these things that people can suggest, I've tried at this point. I've tried multiple different variants. I've tried multiple iterations. I've tried only doing custom labors. I've tried only doing manual labors. It's like, what do you want from me? Yes, of course I have fucking traction benches, dude. Like, come on. Come on. Come on. Watch me not have a traction bench. I don't have a traction bench. I made traction benches. Didn't place them. You know that like meme, the prequel memes meme where he's just, shut up, game. I don't care about your stupid silver Warhammer. You know the prequel memes where he's just like, we don't talk about this anymore. We don't talk about this anymore. Don't talk about this anymore. The animal caretaker has created Erat, a silver warhammer, and claims it as a family heirloom. I mean, I made them in my defense. I just never put them in there. I miss when they had much clearer sprites. That's all I have to say. They used to be a different shape than the tables. Okay. No, you're right, chat. You got me. We found the problem. This is a silver warhammer. All craft storesmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with rectangular fire opals, badass, cabochons, and encircled with bands of honey badger bone and galenic cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of highwood. On the item is an image of Eru Parchspoke, the human. See, the thing was, when you mentioned the traction benches, my brain just went, oh fuck. I'm like, there's no way I forgot to shit. On the item is an image of Parchspoke, the human in silver, and Edu Parchspoke is traveling. The artwork relates to the wandering of the human Edu Parchspoke in the oceanic desert in 138. On the item is an image of white mullet plants in granite. On the item is an image of a magpie man in honey badger leather. On the item is an image of durian trees in granite. Makes something of not the highest quality, that's not possible. The whole point of a Fey mood or a mood is that it has to be of the highest quality. Mary Dorfmas. God, I feel dumb. Thanks, Chad. Also, Chad, can we agree to like never talk about the time that I forgot to put traction benches in my hospital ever again? Yeah? Well, we'll agree to forget about this now, right? Right? Not possible? No? No? Okay. I'll be reminded about this forever. Hey, streamer, do you remember that time you forgot to put traction benches in your hospital? No! Never? I never forgot that. As I like to say, stop accusing me of crimes I haven't committed recently. You have no proof. They're there now. It's not recorded in a bot or anything. No, that would be a shoe. A dwarf left a shoe on the traction bench. Clipped and chipped. God damn it. God damn it. How dare you make a clip on a Twitch stream where you can make clips? My dad responded to my text. Nope. 16 minutes ago. My dad's currently what seems to be on a wild goose chase to find a liquor store that's open. And I sent him a suggestion of one that I figured would be open. Still do, in fact, figure it will be open. Caught in 1080p. I don't know if my stream's still in 1080p 60. I can't remember if I turned it back up or not. No, you don't need to. I've been doing it just so that I can use the multi-select designations because I find it to be less cumbersome. Also gonna put some more bedrooms on this layer. But yeah, pretty bluntly, no, you don't need to. I've been doing it because I find it easier. So you do what you find easier. I feel like it feels like less clicking if I give them doors. Any tips on world map management? Define management. Liquor stores aren't open today? Government liquor stores aren't open today. A lot of the private ones are. You're in Quebec, not BC. Stop telling me about my province. Liquor stores aren't... Okay, yeah, fair. You did say here aren't open today. Thought this, like, goddamn Montreal person was trying to tell me about my city. Your Baron died and wasn't reappointed? I mean, it probably was reappointed to somebody that's not in your fort, actually. Government liquor stores? Yeah. Booze is cheaper, generally. Just like we have government and non-government weed stores. So I'm sitting here and thinking, I'm like, why are none of these dwarves doing anything? And then I came to the realization of, oh, they're all just putting shit away. Like, I'm literally just like watching them run back and forth here. It's like, oh yeah, okay, they're literally all drinking, putting stuff away, sorting everything out. Oh man. Actually, now I'm suddenly starting to get worried. They didn't. Okay, nope, there's still dwarves doing jobs. In Kansas, all liquor stores were state-run. Yeah, well, I mean, America's like 50-something tiny little countries that all operate under their own rules. Whereas Canada is one big country that mostly all operates under the same rules. With a few exceptions. Such as like certain provinces putting their milk in bags for some reason. I'm suddenly very worried that I have that job bug again, by the way. But we'll see. Select to do this, select to do that. Yeah, technically there's a lot of jobs they should be doing, but they're not. We're still collecting sand. Okay, no, they're just slowly falling back to work, it looks like. You know, I want to try something, actually. Let's see if I can force them back into labor. I'm going to make a tiny little zone like right here. Or where? Everybody, everybody. If I force everybody into this tiny little zone here, will they actually go there? You click on this little button or hit H. Was up. This little button up here. Okay, so that does work. Then if I now delete this borough entirely, do they all go back to work? Because there's a bunch of jobs that they're just not doing now, which is weird. Okay, we do still have large discs getting made, okay. Let's do iron disc. 150 of them. But like digging and mining jobs just aren't getting done. This leads me to believe that I may have that path, that we refuse to do jobs again bug. Including like burying corpses. Like corpses aren't getting buried. So I'm going to do a thing. This is the home of hammers, which is a funky name for a hospital. Delete this. We're going to reassign it. The home of hammers. So I guess this bug is still in this version of the game. Yep. Manager still alive? Yeah. Well, I mean, the manager doesn't designate like mining jobs, right? The manager doesn't designate these jobs either. They're all assigned for people to do them. Only selected. Everybody, everybody, everybody. Except for fishing, obviously. No, I'm good. Livered. Yeah, this bug is a problem. Like this bug is a problem. Like this is not fun. Not a fan. But let's see if they start to go do other things again. Early in your last fort and you abandoned ship. Yep. The spices of fire. I mean, like, look at how many zones we have. These are all meeting zones. So let's try Tavern, the Spices of Fire. We will demolish that and remake it. Let's just try doing them one at a time. Because I do want to keep playing this fort really badly. I also have to play through Portal today, so I'll do that soon. What bug are we talking about? You see this? Nobody's doing any jobs. Some people are harvesting plants and doing some things like making old jobs that were assigned before, but for some reason, they all just refuse to do designated jobs and newly assigned jobs. No idea. Well, they can't get into the lava. So I'm sorry it's not the most obvious bug, and I don't know how else to explain it, and I explain it multiple times every time it happens. It's kind of opaque, but essentially it just causes the dwarves to go on general strike and do nothing. And the only way that seems to be to fix it is by deleting and designating every single meeting zone you have. Sometimes it's one specific one, sometimes it's every single one. Like, this is the Regal Conflagration, my weaponsmithing guild. Let's delete that and remake that. I don't know what it is. Did we report the bug? It's been reported. And we also showed it to Putnam when she was in my chat. So they're aware of it. Where's the Regal Conflagration? I want to go to the chocolate lashes. That sounds delicious. Sounds like a pathing issue. It's certainly something. What temple are they all in? Because they're all worship. Wait, what? Let's go find the busiest temple and knock that out, which is this one. You know what? I actually don't think I need this one anymore, because this is just a generic anything temple. Let's try just demolishing that. And before that does it, let's see. Sounds like a very specific fetish. It's either that or like something made by Hershey's Chocolate Company. If you had this bug, you're too new to ever know if you had it. Yeah, and it's also not something that you'll notice if you're a new player, like, at all. Like, I can just guarantee that. You just won't notice it. Because it'll just be like, oh, suddenly just shit stops getting done, and it'll probably happen when stuff's going bad anyway. In years? I was going to say, you've probably done that before, just not since, like, 1998. Unless you're into playing old PC games. The Lustful Shrine, giggity. Okay, let's delete and rebuild the Lustful Shrine, then. I'm just going to keep doing this until one makes it work. There's, like, 80 jobs they should be doing right now. Actually, I wonder. I'm going to try something. I'm going to check something. Lustful Shrine, there's that. So let's go to labor. No, it's not that. It's tasks. Just pause all of these collect webs jobs. A lot of stuff that needs to be put away. Then there's a lot of silk jobs that are actually getting done. I've got a lot of iron working jobs that might just not be getting done because they don't have enough bars. I think you can, Jordan. Well, there's nowhere for them to fish, so. This fort was just getting fun, too, so I ain't gonna lose a fort to this. Let's try deleting this stockpile, because I keep seeing them running back and forth between this stockpile for some reason. So apparently my lead squad has no leader. That seems bad. So now some jobs are getting done. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's just so strange. It's like I've played this game for a very, very, very long time and I've never seen a bug like this before. It's just very odd. Happy holidays, aka Samwise. All right, let's just completely delete the hospital zone and give it like a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And remake it. Because that was the initial culprit, and that was the first thing that fixed it, was just deleting and rebuilding the hospital. Well, I guess we'll unfuck this on Tuesday, chat. I think it's time to go play through Portal. What do you guys think? They consider all trees trees. This includes mushroom trees. Let's just nuke the Cloudy Sanctuary and remake the Cloudy Sanctuary. That's the one that I'll try now. But the weird one about this time is it hasn't, like, caused the whole fort to cease function. Or it hasn't happened during, like, a time. Actually, you know when it started? It started when I killed that merchant. By giant flying and falling logs. Don't clear cut. Clear cut in specific areas. And then try, because what happens is logs land in trees, and then the next tree you chop down, the logs fall straight down. I've literally never had that happen. So I don't know what you guys are doing to chop down trees, but don't clear cut is my main advice. Because I've literally never had that happen. If you just like strip clear an entire thing, that's the only case where I could possibly see that might happen. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on, and it's very strange. Like, if I look at dwarves... Actually, let's just check a few dwarves that have no jobs and see if there's one that's just like... I'm in conflict. Bah. No, actually, if anything, the dwarves are, like, cheering up. Like, we've got less stressed dwarves than we did before. This is very strange. Was it cave-in? Yeah, and that's from channeling, usually. I'm pretty sure I already tried that, but you can't delete the default ones. Oh no, that should be only assigned does this. Like, that's... Like, here, if I go to miners, nobody does this. Wait a moment. And then go, only selected do this. That's not going to fix it. At least it didn't last time, so they're unionized. Unions still do work, though. A couple times a year. These dwarves are just slowly running out of food. So, I don't know. We'll unfuck this tomorrow. Whatever. Delete my burrows. I can tell you for fact that doesn't work because I already tried it. Not in this fort, but in the previous fort. Doesn't work. Also, they're still in the area where the burrows are not. So that means they're leaving the burrows. Like I said, I will fuck with this tomorrow. Or I'll fuck with this on... Actually, I might fuck with it off stream tomorrow. But I will unfuck it on Tuesday regardless. No, I mean, it was... I'm pretty sure it was when I killed that merchant, actually. Claiborne. Because there was a merchant in my hallway. I'm like, well, you're stuck here due to being stuck here during a siege, so I will kill you to put you out of your misery, and it seems to have just, like, locked all the laborers in the entire fort. So, chat. It is a holiday tradition on this channel that on Christmas Day, I play through Portal. The first Portal. Because I've got 2 Portal tattoos. I kind of like